Mm. Yes, we are live. The magic. We are live. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring massive greetings to Una from the TNN TV Media Empire. Today, on the 16th of July, 2023. And alongside Sekou John Barry, they carry out this program as been promised. We apologize. Yesterday, we will not be able to carry out a planned program, obviously due to some technical and other circumstances we've been there beyond we control. However, as an obligation and commitment to the general public, we decide for host a similar version of which will be one for host yesterday. There's a slight twist to it because today we realize that the president in appointments they still they continue. And as a consequence of that, we have also an obligation for inform the general public as to what they go on. So despite the defiance of the opposition party and the unrecognition of the president and in government, the president still they go ahead with the business of governing by appointing people to various areas for the sake of governance. So today, me and Sekou John go look through the appointments, the who is who, and whether the appointments then based on merit or not some other reasons, and who are these people, probably academic background, professional background, and things like that. But we want we focus today on the president in recent appointment and way he make. So, ladies and gentlemen, once more, this is now the TNN TV Media Empire, alongside Sekou John, with a plea to una help for share this broadcast, and please, please do not touch Sekou John Barry. Bring this broadcast on to una live. They ask for Leona Shiaram. Alongside the appointment, I think we will also touch on the recent appearance of Dr. Samura Kamara na court for the issue we don't exist. We all should know about this now on issues of corruption. The last time we made a broadcast around this, of course, it was an analysis. Analysis not can be 100% correct, but even when you get on 50-50, then of course, that means you don't use your data where you collect wisely. So they don't pull Dr. Samura come back na court. And from your point of analysis, Dr. Samura most likely is in some serious trouble. Remember, say, George Fisher been give him, say, this executive, na temporary executive, una go hold election because term day against una. Now that we about election results and things like that, we see say Dr. Samura has been dragged back into court. And if like where some people believe say the case is politically motivated, then you will say for putting at the front line or the front burner of this entire issue of elections and the results, the contesting the results, then of course the political establishment will want to change the narrative from that of the election results to that of Dr. Samura in case. And this now real problem. I know some people and they overlook them, but it's a real problem for the APC. You know, go get the leadership of the party and they go through something of this kind, whether they contest election, boycott government, and etc. Then now they don't drag the party leadership, go back in court. Where I say the leadership, I mean the leader of the party, they in a court for corruption charges. Remember, say I not say the man guilty because I already believe in judicial process. Questionable as he may be, a man is innocent until proven guilty. But the idea that he is being dragged into court is not a good sign and not a good optic. But we will touch on this at some other point, probably in a special program, because it's not one program by itself. But today, just a quick reminder, we want to look at the continuation of the appointments being made by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Julius retired Brigadier Madabiu. And we will touch on them people there. Sekou?
Okay, thank you so much,
Okay,
Prince
Sekou is busy.
Yeah, thank you so much. This na Sekou John of course, like una know, always we dey bring issues them about our country, we dey discuss, we analyze. So, but we really want for glad for the one we don't join we, and we dey ask una at the same time for make una continue for share the links. We don't see the president. He really they work in the sense for appoint in people like just for put things in place in order for go forward with in mandate. Well, it depends again from who side you they come on from. Like the one the way now members of the opposition, they no agree. They say the elections, well, they rig, then thing in day. So, but like the SLPP, them of course the president in he don't go further. He dey continue for do his own appointment. We see where he been sack uh, advisors them with some people that we they work in a state house, and then now we see new list where he appoint people them. One thing we are happy for nada the cabinet, the list. Now young people them, lot of young people them, lot why I say lot, I believe I say them boku ministers and deputy ministers. These are young folks, young people them, and then plenty women them back the government. So, well, again, some man they tell you say no, but okay, how you dey go bring people them? We so young, we not even know much about governance or how for lead or something. Again, it depends from which side they come on from. Some man even they say okay, well you don't bring other new set of, well, because of man you will see that like not all man well to do for say na people that we been get money, they don't appoint them, for just work for the country. So they say, but some man they tell you, I will not have money, and then say them come for can eat. But the bottom line is the most important thing is the president for appoint them young people a year. It tells a lot because in support and in the tell you say, well, the president been say he dey empower young people. So, and he don't talk, well, he don't do am as this day in line with the slogan or what they can say talk and do. So it depends on from who side they come up from. But we see young guys, to be honest, like I am impressed when it comes to that. Say they are very young, dynamic, well, we dey pray say dem go live up to the task, dem go deliver. Now that we dey pray for make them deliver, make them not disappoint. Because I believe say, well, una go correct me if I am wrong. I believe say na the first time this in history for make we get such at least a large group of young men and women now as ministers and then as deputy minister. I not say now the first thing is they appoint young people them, but I'm talking about the number, the amount of young people them who we don't see. So then they, well, we hope say then don't the president they inject new blood. But Baku theories then they come, theories then they come behind that. So man, no more now. All man they talk, so man say na this, na that, but we don't see where people the way we be feel say na sacred cows them. Now people the way, well, anything they feel for do now they like then can do them, then get away with them. But we see there's so many of them out. They say then show them the exit door. They say, you know what, una go sit down first, una go wait. One person we then show so far again, we don't know whether they will send us some side or not. Now the Mr. JJ Safa bread and butter, the man we been talk about bread and butter issues, and we say okay, been give date timeline 2018 say then get for change the economy of the country, blah blah blah. Some man they say he been give 6 months, some man they say no, he not give any timeline. But this way Mother Bio been cow this the manifesto, definitely me Yeriam he been there on record, so he say in 3 months. But this night, man, that time we, of course, they don't promise a lot. We then come, we things we are not going as well, maybe as they planned it or as it should have been. So we then ask come back now radio, begin give some kind careless talk, then tell people then say how for labo or something. And you were elected, your government were elected, and then you I mean the people had the responsibility and everything and the right, they had the right to ask you, to hold you to account, to ask you for waiting you promise. You don't do what you want to say, but then you say how say Saloma lek for labo. So this na some of the lack of respect with some of una the politicians there una get lack of respect wey una dey show to Sierra Leoneans. When time reach for vote, una dey go dance, una dey go do all thing. But as una kind of power, then ask una feel that pompous. And now una don't forget say during campaign time, una can go na radio, make all sorts of promises. But anyway, for cut matter short, long story short, like Mr. Jacob Jusu Safar in then don't pull up. Then don't pull up. He don't come out. We don't know no more whether they get for Kamut and back or not. I'm not sure. I don't know. But in don't go. Boku thing happen. Well, like I get some various sources where say Jacob Jusu Safar was really, really disappointed. Yes, then some people say they not be even get a clue. Say they get for come pull up. So they say he was not happy. Of course, Udago lost power and happy at the same time. No, but then say he not be really happy and he felt well disappointed, betrayed. I don't know now waiting self, but he felt bad, and some family members then be really feel bad. So anyway, we see back one other one way then they really boku man them if you say itself na untouchable when the former the former foreign minister when the professor David Francis. Well, again then they back then don't set them aside, then bring young people, because I see Timothy Kaba, a very young guy, we've been there at the Ministry of Mines and other thing them. Now in them be mines and minerals. Now in I think for be foreign minister. Okay, we see women them back, young ladies them beautiful, and then I believe say educated, then bring them on board. So we just pray that then deliver, they inject the blood, the young blood we then get for deliver, and then we dey watch them because in terms of for involving corruption or other thing them. Well, I know we anyway. I no go can make promise na yeah. I talk say they no go be corrupted or then go be corrupt. No, I no go say that. I respect them. I respect them educational background. I respect them professions inside them belong. Because one thing again, what we no go shy away from, Dandy, whether you like it or not, me, the whole past government, la no lie, the past from 2018 to 2023, the person wey me get respect ability say he deliver. Wey na the only, because me are very difficult for make somebody can move me. I know they praise somebody, so no more. No, I know one person for praise me, critique me anyhow you want. Now you right. But one person who me believe in me own opinion, I believe say he try and he work hard. Now in the David Shenge, I believe say he try. That's how they. Of course, me and will not use to that for saying that you sabi all this. No, will not use, of course. But I believe say I am convinced, because one thing I know wetin been dey happen. I know wetin been dey happen at the country before in terms of education. We was rich. I know how students dem in the seat was. I know wetin been dey go on. I know it. Abi sabi. So I believe say e don denting and they I believe say dem don ready. So man go argue say no, dem pass dem student dem do this. But wetin me believe, na my conviction. Again, like now I can tell people and say most of the times, me and lots of people that would disagree. Some people in they accuse me, you na this, you na party A, they support you na party B. But I don't care about your accusation. I don't care about how you feel about me because of my opinion. I don't care about that. I know. What me care about, I dey serve me conscience, I dey do things, I dey write me articles, them, I dey critique issues them of national concern. After way I convince, I dey get certain opinions. After way I don't get evidence of that issue dey. Based on the evidence, I no go sit down no more. I just manufacture things them. No, I no go do that. But based on certain fact, I go tell you say this. Like for example, David Shenge, I believe say in try. If Madabio they ask anybody say for rate that guy, I believe say I dey get am passing mark, and I did based on the fact, the evidence we dey on the ground. The effort, you dey see the student them, you dey see the performance of the result. So man, they say, well, they say if them in they do this or that, you know, sabi. But me be no say before now, before then they come. People them where time reach for external for sit that was and beke. I know say them in the show people them. I know that. I mean not even take that issue there with Sapate we been the WAEC. You know, so that been the happen. The system be really be need overhaul. It will need somebody for can change the system. So that day, now me been a talk self. I say this election will pass. So the only thing where all man been the boast of now education. That free equality, and now because of David Shenge, well, himself, of course, you know, say that minister go say, hey, now the president that he go extend them before they. But me, what they say, he implement every policies, he try. That's idea you can't take it away. Okay, what you make I talk about David Shenge? I know they are for do, I know they do PR for somebody, but I just say things as I see them. What in make I talk about this? We don't get young people them because David back now a young guy, so we don't get a lot of young people them. Of course, some of them now when you call them an accomplished people, where them in the strive, then the blossom, then the flourish. Now the areas, the professions or the organization outside them in there. Okay, we hope and we would pray that they will come, then they transfer the skills and the enthusiasm, the energy, and the passion we them been get for the work, for can work for the country. Yeah, would they watch them? Would they watch them? A lot of lady then the woman them back. We see where them pass that gender empowerment bill. You see, it look somehow nice, you know, for you they see a lot of them, you know, nice. So then self make them can prove themselves. Like how the Salomon Link is no more prove yourself. They no appoint to una can prove una self, una can prove una metal, una can show. Say okay, una self can deliver. Of course, when you check the corruption, I know check statistical in the past, but you hardly I know they say woman they know the way no where they not been good to ACC for corruption or that, you know. But I know if you say them boku pass the man them or they even commensurate to the man them. Okay, then you go say okay, no, but cycle you just want but I'm not doing it for saying that just to make that kind of statement in support of the woman they no. But maybe again you go say now because they're not being boku. But now that way them boku until then say 30% voting self make usiba. And would I want use this opportunity for talk to Francis Benkafala, the anti-corruption man. for make you open your eye, you watch. First time, they accuse you, say, well, now witch hunt, now only opposition there, you been the whole lengthen and day. So we need more transparency in your work, and we don't need too much partisan business. You get for focus, you get for do the job. You said na young man, you don't try, we don't see boku accolades where they come out. Of course, me self, I can tell you, say no way you did try certain areas. So we dey watch you, we dey observe you, and some of us we not get any sacred cow where somebody do where you do right, we dey tell you say no, this is good. But when you are wrong, I like you now would accept. We dey tell you say you are wrong, because one thing where some of us we not believe in, like, okay, I don't need you for la survive. So I did try my own best. Now make we empower ourselves for make we be independent and survive. So I don't need for lie to you. I believe say the truth between we if we tell you the truth, then na in na the thing. So but we don't see the young people them, and then we see well the appointment, we see efforts for well regional balance. We see a lot of people from the north, of course the southeast, then side indeed, and get ministerial positions. Well, me na Falaba man. We'll see back a lot. We Falaba is like we drop, because we not get a full ministerial position from Falaba. We see the president, and then they talk say, well, the Falaba then get beaucoup vote there, but we not see full for say okay, this na full minister, because the one minister who been get or two. Yeah, okay, we'll get minister where they then send na the VP office, and then we see defense minister, then get a national security advisor or something. Yeah, people in the talk. We need competent people for come on board. I don't know what in the president in assessment, what in a yardstick we use for do what he do. I no go question. I no go question in decision, but I just dey tell and say, Falaba, we say we did, and with this street now a baby, you just start like carrying her or carrying anyhow you call her. We need people for we need government need for pay attention. We get roads issues, we get water issues, we get, I mean, we need for develop. The place need for develop. Not for just go dance day and begin make lofty promises, and then when a supporter them go, sometimes they can threaten with people them, especially in them villages and other thing there, they can threaten them, bully them and what self. But then now they vote for una, they later at the end of the day una abandon them. We not get for take a lightly with una. This time round we get for be very, very aggressive in watching you guys, what you una they do. We scrutinize each and every step una take, especially for some places we need for develop the country. So we see beaucoup changes back happen. We see beaucoup changes. They move some minister them from one place to the other. Them, of course, like I've been saying earlier, some man then they show them the exit door. So yeah. So again, like today back, I've been they raise some issues. Because we know say na the alliance. Then say them been get the NGC. I know say some man no go on for that talk, but at the talk, of course, he did between me right for ask questions. Then we get this alliance. We NGC they sign with the SLPP. We see Honorable Kande Kole Yumkella, he then appoint him, then give him position. But in that in the agreement with them been signed, them been promise some stuff them. Them been promise they say okay, if the alliance win, then get for Then if the alliance win, then get for appoint some of them people them na certain positions. Okay, they're not appointed to because I make that back clear. Then still the but I believe say then would almost, if they're not done, exhaust the ministerial and deputy minister position, then don't go boku then don't appoint. But what are they try for say? I ask now based on the agreement we've been there between the alliance, the NGC, and the SLPP. Say if them be, if the they win, if the alliance win, then go appoint people them from the NGC. Okay, so now they don't appoint. Let's say one set don't go first, the minister and the deputy minister. Then they then go together. Well, I don't know how if it's still there, vacant positions still there, but based on what I see, so I feel say no, it imperative on me. I think they have to ask questions on that. Because one, I not sabi all the people that we then appoint, I not sabi them. So facially or for say I sabi them background, we say politically, them political background, no. So I ask question, I say, okay, now when I tell we would how many minister or deputy minister that we come from the NGC, because we see that the alliance, even though we see with the NGC they lost all the they not be able retain the seats there now parliament. Now only I think two councillor which said them be win. So that shows that a huge blow for the NGC, whether somebody like or not. So of course, they're not going to let for some of us ask them question in this, or man will begin call you all kind of names, but we don't care about that. We focus on the issues because this na public interest issue. Now leaders them don't sign. So we don't see in the past, for example, in 2007, I think I've been do articles them. I do where Honorable Kande Yumkella been decide even that way been go Umrah. I've been do an article on that. I do an article about going into alliance with the either APC or SLPP. But that and they like been done almost clear. I say almost they go to the SLPP. So I do a write-up regarding that. I talk about the PMDC and APC. We see where 2007, where they appoint, where APC win with the support of NGC. NGC, I think they may get about 10 seats in the parliament that time. We see them give them quite a number of positions. Them, I think say this Sandiba of lands, then is Sandy, and then with Soko Kabia, and then I don't know whether Mahmoud Tarawali by then, I don't forget, but then we get some kiki man them we be come out from the PMDC. But it been clear, all man be no see these are the NGC PMDC guys. So if nothing not wrong now, let's say if the similar thing happen, they appoint they were. So whether them be make agreement or not, written agreement. But here we've been see where then go Atina been to money, then go, then dance. KKY the Sabi dance, then dance the in with mother baby, me brother Dr. Julde Jallo inside in the dance, they enjoy the dance so then sign the agreement. So now the Electoral Commission don't announce President Biyo na him win. We don't see appointment and don't begin car. So I think say we get right as citizen of Sierra Leone, we get right for ask say, okay, thank you. So would they want to appoint from the NGC? So man they ask say, but NGC not complain to you? Of course, yeah, there's no need for complain to me. So man they say, but they hire you, but I say no, me no need. I not one day I not benefit from say politician don't do for me something. I know all throughout me studies or waiting say for say they don't sponsor me, do this or do that. They know I dey talk am proudly. Yes. So now make if I want if now me right back if I want to support anybody, not to post in business. I don't need for consult person before I support. But what I feel say good for salon based on the fact and evidence what I get. I dey talk am. Yes, I don't care how you feel. So anyway, so man they begin ask me say, you why you they ask about this thing? I say, but why not for ask? Then go, then sign. If they not be one for make who ask, then for don't do it secretly. Between Madabio no more indicande Yumkella with VP, then three no more whoever they want for being included. Then for go secretly and sign. Nobody know for talk. But they went, they did it openly, and they spoke about it. And I even remember is it Dr. Andrew Kiley? They all be mixed statement. Then they attended. They signed. So what is wrong if we ask, say, okay, yeah, now this thing happen, na show we back because will be like maybe write article on that. Say, okay, I be they try for say how the PMDC and APC how them been married, and how the married been scattered. And I see back the PMDC same with SLPP. This SLPP 2018, them be married. The married been scatter back. So like we bring even Charles Magai na this platform where they talk so instead being can't talk. Okay, so I say, well, can the Yumkella need for be very cautious and careful, because one thing, the politicians them don't show, they no guarantee when it comes to agreement, when it comes to working together. Of course, but you see some man they overblow certain things, and some man don't prove say they're not really like, okay, the way how them be one for make we believe say they are not like that. Because if you say you are different, they can't behave like the way you feel say you've been described as worst in terms of even engagement in public. Engagement, how you they engage, you civilize where they say okay, progressive or other thing there, but when you engage other people there, na social media, which now blast, you dey blast past the APC there, or you dey blast past some SLPP there. So then you say you want you different. How we go take say you not different person? We're not able constructively engage in a fierce. I believe in fierce debate, but let it be in that respectable manner. But anyway, we'll ask question, but we'll not able get answer yet. I don't ask questions. Me, I will continue for ask questions. Of course, I know say position is still left the ambassadors and other MDAs, other side, and of course I know say the Boku, but I just say okay, now this starting ministers and deputy minister, anything they did for NGC there. Of course, we'll get for ask, we in a public interest matter. Yeah, now public interest matter. So let make person not vex. Let person not ask me say or tell me say they not lay complaint to you. I don't need for lay complaint to me. I don't need that. Yeah, but we see anyway. The only person we get position we they say now the chairman of Presidential Initiative for Climate Change, and let me just see the exact voting self. Yeah, but now more or less for do with climate change and food security. Where again I they say this KKY na man he get really the respect on that side na the international stage for in terms of for advocating for this climate change, so this energy transition. So what do they mean by this energy transition? Now something like we get for do with say this climate change it dey affect like this way this carbon way companies them or other human being their activities, it dey contribute greatly for what you say na this for the climate change. Let's say the companies and that carbon wey dey go up, it dey cause problem, na the ozone layer or then thing in dey. So now make for just summarize and for make a break and down, you dey find out say na then countries them around the world where drought they come, where water they dry, what is the country then they dry, water knock in the let's say if na Salon for example, there we rivers them we no plant dry up, they all they dry, most of them now they dry, people in the cut forest, then thing in the and that smoke back way we fambul them they cook with that charcoal, that smoke it affects the human being. It gives some problems. So what now this energy transition, what in the try for say now for make we transition, we move from using the what they call fossil fuel like petrol, then gas, and then tin and then petrol, and then anything no more where they pull that black smoke or smoke. You understand? For move from that day and go what they call clean energy, that they call renewable energy, like then solar, or then you use then wind turbine. You dey see that now you dey see where you dey work on the side and then country, you see something we get big propeller, so it dey shake. Then they generate electricity. They can get them turbine and they inside the sea, then get offshore and onshore waiting wind turbines them. So then what in the try for doing? They try for move away from for using oil. That oil within the waiting self mine and waiting self, then they can to that. Then they call it, if I call it green energy or you call it any kind name. Like what in the Scotland, motorcard in the weed in the use that something like water and in the use, So and back then get motorcar the way they use electric motorcar. I don't know if electric motorcar goes salo how they go charge them because electricity not in there. So anyway, so now then thing in the ball, I believe say KKY a very good that side because I don't observe a way they present it, then we then can get them meeting then about climate change and then thing in there. So I believe say now a fine side and create forum. Of course, in agriculturist or something, you get idea of then parenting in there. So I believe say it go be now a fine side instead don't get opportunity at least for prove himself. Like how the other young minister them. But that no mean say we not for ask but the agreement. Would they ask? Would they ask? Me I they ask. Yes, we dey ask. But we believe say again because he dey talk. It's a bit talk. So we hope say he go deliver. Like how he dey talk no more. He go deliver. Of course, we don't see am at the international stage. He dey talk, he dey engage people yes. So of course he been not working at thing you need to, and they say he been do well that side the back. So we hope say that they go translate, he go deliver for we in our country. Because what you want now for let Sierra Leone be a better place, a better country. And a country will respect law and order. A country will respect in people human rights for comfort. A country, a democratic country, will respecting people we they allow people for talk freely, but not to for talk something where they burn the country. No, that need back because one thing all man get responsibility again. Citizen then get your responsibility for obey the laws as well. So not to for make you talk no more than go hold you and batten you. And again, also one thing I see we a major problem now country. We even today say we have been engaged some people there. I discovered that's a very serious problem. We're knocking what we don't do something wrong. We not like for talk about the wrong thing will happen. I still dey take example to waiting the election we just pass. APC then still yes then hold on then convince say the elections was rigged. Okay, then get a conviction there and then supporters them. And also, the international observers like EU new the other that local observer organization CSO them when a new European Union Carter Center and other one then say believe say the thing not been transparent. Transparency issues been there. Okay, but now you dey see some man no one accept, some man no one follow una talk about that. Then just one follow una move on. How about this thing don't happen, but let move on. So Islamic people and they even count Islam say God mean don't mark. You see, sometimes again, we can get serious problem in that country because we can deliberately do something way wrong, especially some of we Muslim them back. Would they do something way wrong? They say God mean don't mark her. So how you gonna say now God mark that thing there? You plan for do the bad thing, you plan for do the wrong thing carefully. Then later they go lie on God. They say no, God mean don't mark her. They will accept and so God say. But then go only tell you say make you accept and so God say when then the benefits out of that action day. If not then the benefit, they not agree, or then they just say I know they take them, I know they do them, I know they agree. But once na then your advantage, now then the benefit from that action day or inaction, then they just say, hey, but now for be and so God mark. Let's move on. You see some man tell you say let's move on. They not even want for little talk about the issues for make you correct the issues. No, they don't like that. And you where they talk and say if you na anti. Yes, you na anti, then we begin to now where you na APC na make. Now where you na this. But we na talk on the issues. International observers then don't raise the issues. We na address this thing. We na talk about a very serious thing. We na talk about how we na find way for solve the problem. Not for just gloss over the thing. Then now you even blame, hey, they not do this. Of course, we not say again, like from the APC side, we not say then get serious leadership problem right now. Then get that problem. They I not see they need strong leaders. I believe say they get some kind of voting self. The need for organize themselves and voting self. One thing the division boku, the undermine boku, and then again, Samura Kamara back need for really be a Samura Kamara. You understand? Then they get in, but that all no means say the lack of transparency we forget about. I will begin focus on APC they not do. So man they tell you say hey they're not prepared, they not do. So if they're not prepared, that means say the process not for be transparent. If they're not being prepared, means say una for carry out a process, una for embark on a process where not transparent. So this is the question. So then get their own fault, then get them problem, then need for fix their house in order. Because so many rikishi they happen the way they see somebody when na APC they jubilate where APC lost. Yes, you they see a media boku. So massive na in the voting say just one normally APC scatter. You understand? But we need a system. We need a correct. Of course, you say some man they tell you again. They see how people in the perfect imperfection. Something way wrong, then they try for perfecter. Then they tell you say not to Africa no more. Even overseas now they under free and fair election. No, the job because they want for justify and legitimize the bad thing the way they do. Just because they want legitimize the bad thing the way they do, now the tendency a big example. In fact, some man they even tell you say how Donald Trump no even congratulate Joe Biden. So America back, therefore America no get what he said. They not for talk pan salon or even tell we voting for do about when it comes to elections. Yes. So sometimes it is really sad. It really sad. So people they need for we leaders them again. We need for get sincere leader. I hope say the young man and woman the way they appoint, then get integrity. I dey pray for that. Not to say I want disrespect them. No disrespect intended here. But I hope say una get integrity, una get loyalty for the country. Una loyalty for the country, not to individuals. Of course, I know say the president I appoint una. We dey see some talk then they come up. Especially where them pull some. Well, I don't say old pardon because they're not old, but we they see some people then they say how well, some man they don't begin red then yai for the even position for lead the SLPP. So well, some man they associate them say, well, there were them in two. The yai been day na the power pass any other thing. So now make what then get for pull them say, okay, look out young man the way no go challenge Mother Bill after or we closer to 2028. So man they try for tell you that. Say okay, them briar some brother been they really then them been just one for say okay about for take up the party after Mother Bill. That's their focus, or was their focus. So man they talk and they would hear all then talk then day. So now make them say, okay, you know what, we not go wait first. Now true na lie na they know, but this nine na the thing. But we don't see say most of them now they don't go. Of course, other issues and they about the elections, money no money, then they back day and that, but I know they two go under the entire no get tangible evidence on that. I know go voting safe. But problems and they and we don't see now make we see lot of surprises. Where some man they not been the fit say this person go ever pull up, but then put them out. So that again for sure I say una way be the make like say now una God, some deputy minister or some minister una way be the make like say una na God. Any half to una don't threaten people, even na studio na radio self una they shout like say you na God. But una don't see them don't kick una out. Yes, then kick una out. Una know. And now we self na like salute na other side some of una get boku questions for answer. Now we no more again. I know say Mother Bill they protect some of una. But the aggression, the disrespect for humanity, for you compy mortal man, for you fellow Sierra Leoneans been too boku. But now you don't know say power not to tell the last. I've been the tell boku man and say this power no the last so. Not to APC then the language so. I remember from 2007 to 2028. I know how some man be arrogant. When you talk to them, when you talk, they get the talk where they give you. But today, look at them. So some of them back, I've been telling us say this thing is for us so. And now we see am. You see, we see am. So una some man they don't go blow. And you be the una been the really make like say now una tote the wall in the country. We person talk and they make they arrest you or this that, threatening people them. But where are you today? Where are you? So all that thing in there. So una the new one them back we don't una learn lesson from the one there. From the one there way they no give no side. Una supposed for learn una for respect Sierra Leoneans. Hey, this power una they can't go, but the Sierra Leonean people and they are still there. Now they go meet back for vote for una. So una get for respect them, una do. Again, una proud of the achievement. Una not proud of say APC been do this bad thing. We said they do worst. Not to that una be for proud of as Sierra Leonean ministers or deputy ministers or government workers. Una proud. Look like let me make the talker more. Like David Shenge, that dada boy, that dada man, anyway, low respect and the man with the dada. At least go point out to certain things, say, look, I don't do XYZ under my ministry. Because if you be left to myself, the President Mother Bill for all left and they still, but maybe get for be more effective beside this so as chief minister. But at least get something where you're proud of, say, okay, I did this, I achieved that through my policies and this and that. You understand? But not to forget, can't tell me say how APC be don't do this. Where you do bad, where police then go kill people then. When they begin tell we say how APC been kill so people then. So then tell us say Sierra Leoneans they will for compete for can kill them or jail them. No. So that's why some of us will continue to tell you, we will face you now, they tell you now what is wrong, what you think say wrong, what they tell you now. Yeah, so anyway, PK they are largest maybe inside get something for art.
Oh yeah, I think you've said it. You said it all. Yeah. Not much, here for add. They only for go over the point, some of the points then that you make, but brilliantly put. Um, I'll just begin from the last part to say you just end this now. Power, not to one person it belong to, and power, it need to stay with you forever. And I think that's the point that you were trying to drive home. Once upon a time, it was the All People's Congress. Now it's the Sierra Leone People's Party. But a nation need to develop where the minds of the nation, of the people that we occupy the nation, need to develop. The minds of the people has to develop. And they say this in the sense that when the BO administration they commit crimes against the people of today, then they use as an excuse saying that you remember 2010, you remember 2007. What a host of rubbish. How can you justify crime where crime na crime? And they try for equate them or draw a parallel between some time ago and some time now. And above all of this, a new direction was promised the people of Sierra Leone. A new direction was promised the people of Sierra Leone. And the people deserve better. But again, Salon people, let me talk to Una directly. Because with everything we governments they do, we are complicit. You see, every 5 years, if something not happen every 5 years, then they can't we for can ask for a mandate. When they can't we for can ask for that mandate day, now we they give them the mandate. So therefore, power is derived from the people. Now we they give them the power we then get, so that power we then they use against we. But because now a 5-year period and the power is so sweet, then can forget. And you touch on that as well, which is we need for raise we game. We need for understand, say 5 years, not to 5 months. And after that 5 years, they will then come, they can big fool we back again, and some of we fall for it. Typical example. We see the run up to a by-election, a constituency 110. I mean, the spectacle of 110 and the feeling of I'm never ever go away from me, because this is not a prime example. We've been show the match to where we are today. Ballot place outside the Sierra Leonean people, and they go express, exercise, then franchise, then constitutionally given right was get crashed by members of government in broad daylight. They not give a damn about all the recording or subsequently the videos they were then put out there for show a crime being committed. No action was brought against members of government who were involved in this dastardly act, this unbecoming act, this unpatriotic act, this archaic act that brought daylight. You will go steal the vote of the people or decide, say, inside a voting station, this, because in order to go your own way, the outcome of them is not desirable. So therefore, we turn about everything. Let we forgo everything. We will not even mind whether international world they watch we, whether we people level we can't act for the mandates they watch we. And Sierra Leonean people for don't take notes. And then they say they're not been take note then. But then another year continue, another year continue, we tend to forget because there was so much happening. Why then are we surprised today in terms of waiting happen when we self entertain some of them things there? Because we should have cried down those things from that day up to the time where we reach to so. Because if it be happen then, there is no guarantee that it cannot happen now. Another strong point is a ministerial code of conduct, in which, of course, the constitution, it bequeaths so much power to the presidency, an executive president. If he sleep, if him say you are poaching woman, even though we get law in the country, it can strike you down, it can order you jail one, they can put you through a kangaroo court. If you oppose them, if they put you through a kangaroo court, it become political expression, and then jail you on top of that, and then take the kid and throw it. Typical example is Mohammed Kamara and Mansari. Let nobody know can give me that bull crap day about a 16-year-old Pikiwe fella. Where is the evidence? If you not cook up this evidence, but we know the main crime is because he was a vocal opponent of this particular government. Had he been out to the lead up to this election, we know say the conversation would have been fully different. That I can put my head on the chopping board for. So waiting presidents of this kind can do, they can silence their opposition. And we see that they're emboldened, they're embracing people, then the kind of media, they video themselves without fear, no fear at all, for the law will take course. Then curse people, assault people, vandalize people, kill people, burn people and houses then down. As we speak today, then they talk about reconciliation, but the reconciliation, they consider all the matter, then they will be happening. It's a law push everything under the carpet. We need for move on. This is not normal. This is not a normal state. Listen, family. I don't want people that contradict me congratulating the president and me not being critical of the president. Of course, I've been critical of this presidency. As a matter of fact, from the onset, go. It just take a different dimension. Because first now, urge the president have to go forward. Things the way you think, say you can make your little contribution to. Mr. President, now for do this. Okay, this is free and quality education where you come with, so it's a very good idea, but we need for build more schools, more infrastructures for accommodate the children them. You talk about, moving away from that shift pattern, afternoon and morning, then infrastructure get for day, for accommodate that. I mean, them basic facts and day we were talking about. You talk about the war against corruption. We supported the war against corruption. We hold many, many shows them. Because why? Corruption now the main killer now the society. Corruption now they cause the main poverty in our society. So we congratulated you. We work with you. We broadcast, the accusation of politicians. Them we help for expose them. We continue for praise Ben Kaifala. But then going further, we came to realize that you became even more corrupt than the people them where you been a chase. So it became a political issue. We realized that, and we will not shut up because of that. We continue for talk, for highlights and points, and then key points, and they say, Papa President, they do so now is not correct. The thing we've been promised the Sierra Leonean electorate, you are doing something completely different. In front of with very eyes, you suspend me call and sacking, and I'm proven right. This is not the longest suspension in the history of the country. The Auditor General of the country, you suspend them for accusation we will levy against them for lack of professional thereof. Can you imagine? This is not the first intermediary charges of this kind. But yes, it is true that this occur. From when they suspend that woman, now years now they talk about so. So we talk about strengthening labor laws them so that employment will get kind guarantee so that you were able to take up action at courts, not only big people them, but even smaller people them they take advantage of. But the bottom line is you fire the lady, you fire them. And when you fire them, we now understand the motive. At first, we were speculating based on the evidence available then.
Sorry, PK. Low no you say if fire them, you say it's then at least them is suspended until after. But we don't know what's we don't know when now everything go complete, the investigations and everything now they go complete. Yeah, continue.
Yeah, okay. Thanks for reining me back in. But I think I take really personal because this issue it been so big an issue that the suspension of the Auditor General. The Auditor General, a day inside with Constitution. Now something which is protected. There are rules around this. Once again, we see another major abuse of power. Major abuse of power. They're waiting and do, then dilly-dally we. They ace we up, they turn about we, like when you take chicken, you swing them and then you two way and down. We'll begin your propaganda. Oh, this, that, the woman, this, that, timber, 5 billion, this, that. Before you go look, we all confused. We don't know waiting. But as we speak today, let me tell we say that they set up a tribunal made up of 3 people where the constitution, prescribes say them for meet these standards. It turned out for BC, the standard are not met up to this day. And they're waiting with the hearing now. Offices where the president get interest in, including in your own, are not audited. Are not audited. Flagrant violation after violation of the Constitution. And here we are today. We get an election which is highly contested by the opposition, and the opposition with boku evidence. Boku evidence. I mean, there is a litany of evidence going back to some of the things they name are even the jump because you can't remember them all. But one thing you can, when you deduce your abuse, you realize this was a base plan going back 5 years ago. It was designed. This not by accident. It was designed, and gradually it was being unfolded. So you get your faithful and all the department there. We see the hijacking of institutions. We see them. But against our own people, them, these are the double standard panwi, the hypocrisy. For a long time, I avoid using words or speaking directly to the people them or with people them in these kind of terms. But sometimes the hard truth has to be told. Now, I also checking about the Africanist press pool, paper after paper of hard evidence in black and white. Once he favored some people, them, he was a hero. Yeah, some people, the way they make maramara today na social media, where they insult the intelligence of the man. At one point, they hail him, they yes up, only for come under him when it not suits them. And this goes to both sides. Both sides use the young man in material. President Bio used the man in material before coming to power, only for Sise now is an enemy to me when he don't turn president. And now the APC begin for hail him. And only when, he attacked the APC in a sense that he pulls to read about them, then he also became an but they don't want criticism. That's what both sides want. And anybody who can be between them, they can forget about the feud and then crush you up first before they go back again head to head. So always now the grass now in the suffer. We need to change this mentality. Let me go back to the president in appointment then, because the president continue for do the business of the presidency day by day. He continues with that. And one of the major names on this second set of appointments is Dr. Kandekole Yumkella. Now, what in in position again? Presidential initiative, climate change or something?
Yeah. Now in presidential initiative.
Probably not. But I think
now we get for do climate change. Wait, let's just check for them quick.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and check for them, please. But while Sekou they check for them, you got it? What the hell is that in the first place? I know that's the position, and the reason why I say what the hell is that? I mean, you went into an alliance with government for go help government for win an election. I mean, if this not to stooping low, I know say in supporters and fans, the rabid ones, they're not going to accept this, but this is clear as daylight for everybody for see. If this not to stooping low by Dr. Kande in standard or waiting and be making for understand about this man, and then you go form an alliance means say you go almost into a power sharing agreement. But this one back there at the mercy of the president, and the president just create this funny situation, here for him, get all this big title. Somebody in the media say, I think I say Kujomi, they tell me, then say the new position, if people like Dr. Kane and thesis where he write for a PhD. And exactly this is what it looks like. I mean, I am demeaning the position as opposed to the man who then creates the position for that he deserved something better. Now, if you go act as a guiding stone, here for the rest of the electorates, them inside that government day, how do you go about doing that with presidential initiative where you are at the mercy of the president? What the hell is that? Where are the rest of the NGCs them we go along with this alliance? Where are they? Which position are they going to give them? Because I think the man don't exhaust, the president has exhausted, I think, the ministerial and deputy ministerial positions, which means that the position they can be of some lowly basis. So waiting have been this alliance, waiting have been the strength of this alliance where Dr. Kande go join. That's why we said from the beginning, was it, some political rescue? Because we will also say this, that Dr. Kande, to some effect, in political career was coming crashing down, just like Jack and Jill. That's exactly what it was looking like. And the elections proved that. He lost his seat. We predicted that because we see the election thermometer, how it been go, how the pressure been again. So I don't really understand, create a presidential and make him sound so big, so huge, but in the end, he is nothing other than the president in stooge. And President Biogo play him how and if he want him, he's not going to stand up to President Bio because he's not there in such a critical position. Probably he could have been made an attorney general of the country. And because he gets a different principle, then he will have been in a position for the challenge the president on 10 day, even if not to outrightly, but in some law them or some advice them, because the attorney general and justice minister is principally the legal advisor to government.
No, I think say he forget issue with appointing him immediately because he lost an elections. Where say he been stand at that for being member of parliament. So an office say I think say the law no he get some legal issues. So they're not for make a minister or any other thing. I believe so. I will just get for check, but I believe say that now maybe one of the reasons. But like in the chairman, presidential initiative for climate change, renewable energy and food security. Yeah, but again, I get some different views again from you on this one to certain extent. Because one, say he now expert in
Oh yeah,
this.
absolutely. I expect you for hold. I expect Seku. I expect you for hold a different view. This is why we want critically look at these appointments and the people where they occupy these positions. So A,
Yeah.
is it by merit? B, is it by favor? The qualifications and etc. I am not looking at the qualification because the man is overqualified and he fit in at the role. I am talking about politically speaking, the alliance. That's the background I'm coming from.
Oh well, I've been done talk now. Yeah, I've been done question. Okay, I've been done look at the agreement whether the president don't honor the agreement. We then been talk then give examples say ministers, deputy ministers, blah blah blah, go be part of the positions the way they get forget. I've been done question than the as to whether now how many of the NGCs they part of the ministers and deputy ministers then so far. I use the word so far because maybe they get for the other thing there. But like again, I just want come to imposition presidential initiative for Nina the chairman for presidential initiative for climate change, renewable energy, and food security. PK, I believe say I believe say it will be more effective na ya being because na in area of expertise. Now expert in this area in terms of energy and anything in this. So I believe say I believe say it go deliver something because this is not about again politics too much. Now about what you capable for do and what we feel say you go do for your country. I believe say this one, this side here, this aspect, I believe say it go do well and it go I believe say e dey na in like you just start like if you na teacher then put you in a classroom. I believe say e dey na the right side than even you go get into the ministry of justice.
Again, on that basis,
Mhm.
we don't have a disagreement. We have an agreement on that. We say the
Mhm.
man is qualified, in fact, overqualified for the position. He has extended the contacts. So probably in that basis, the president use. And I make us say, whilst
Mhm.
I agree with that and I understand that,
Mhm.
and like you say, probably there are some other legal way make potentially whatever the president be one game not be possible as at this time because maybe there are some laws them way they in conflict in terms of imposition where he kind of occupy.
Mhm.
So yes, I do understand, but like I make them very clear again and just really stand by that. The position is they come up from a political perspective, and a political perspective means that he formed an alliance. Where you form an alliance, of course, he was always going to be the junior partner of the alliance. But then there was a similar thing we happened inside COP. We it not be one according to young people, let me not be one be a junior partner inside COP. It won't be a senior partner. But then it be left with no alternative with this one, but for join another political party, the ruling party. In fact, in your own political party, now you go rejoin under some controversial circumstances. We will save that because I think say anyway we've talked enough about that. So when you go inside there, remember what the alliance is or what an alliance could be. You go help somebody for win an election. When they go into power sharing agreement, power sharing. I'm not saying they not go this far because president is that you go join, your capacity get for be huge. They get for be big. There has to be some kind of political leverage. In this case, from a perspective, this is not a political leverage. President for safe face forum create this position with all this boku boku title, environmental and climate change and food security, very important position. But I'm talking about the man and the alliance. But anyway, we do have common ground on the fact say yes, he is qualified, and we expect and say if for deliver, and he has to deliver, because if he not deliver,
yeah, so that side again,
yeah, you be want to say something.
Yeah, what are they trying to say? The agreement, for example, of course, in I believe say not to in no more than for a point na then side in the. And again, I dey repeat and back, we been they expect for see NGC member. It's not about him, because said them, no accuse and say most of the times now about himself all the time, about me. No, it's not about enough for be so. We because one would not say na he make the huge sacrifice. He don't sacrifice in political ambition for be a president, for ladies alliance work. So therefore, that in itself, in contract law, you don't suffer a detriment. You understand? You don't suffer. You don't waiting for go dying aspiration for becoming president in order for support the president for later elect the president. I know say I go guess again say the elections result will not favorable. Na Cambia, I believe say that they militate against them a lot. They militate against them. I believe so. But that no mean say they are therefore affect the agreement, because they not being agree say, well, if you lost all your seats, if you are not able to maintain una seat, we know they give una X. I not feel say, even though we not see the complete details now, what in them put in the public now we see of the agreement, but they not been tell we say if we not win,
exactly.
So we they talk now based on what we see. Based on what in the fact what we get, when are the agreement.
Exactly.
Yeah. So with that, we believe say, of course,
exactly. Remember say
if I even get one or two, because we see PMDC and APC, and we get a good number of positions when are ministerial positions. We not only, in fact, Charles Magai not been take. He sent a man, they say, okay, that give una this and this. I think Dennis Sandy them I think I believe same. I don't forget Mahmoud Tarawali if not been PMDC, and but I be no, I'm quite sure say like Soko Kabia in a be PMDC. So we get quite a number of them. So this 990 then get for I will believe say, yeah, with the agreement we go talk on them anyway. We believe say he competent for Gausa, he also we competent, we know say now for the country, because some people them back, some I know small-minded people them way then we say, well, now development no, we not hate development. But again, we just get for talk about this. These are national issues. Now public interest voting self issues. So we all get for discuss them. We all get for voting self and see. We discuss but somebody been ask me what in the way forward. The way forward now, like I've been not talk and say, politicians they need for deliver for the people, not for just come promise and wait time reach for dance when I go dance. No, when I get for be focused, when I get for be result oriented people, when I get for deliver, when I get for when I use una offices for say, okay, when I use the result, the achievement for show to the people and say, okay, we don't achieve this. Not to for can compete, we can compare on ourselves to
well, yeah, we need to understand say the number one business of every government. We need to understand say the number one business of every government now for seek the welfare of its people first. So hence waiting we mean by ministers or government as a whole, they need for step up their game, they need for work, so that they go able for make a better living condition for them people them and basic amenities them. For be available to we people them. Opportunities such as work, so that they go able for earn. Just now, it's not a normal state that we're in which a winning side against a losing side, apparently, with the result is being contested, and the other side, they say, we will not participate. It's a kind of stalemate, and this is not good for country. And certain people are pretending, and this is the cheapness of we society to some degree, are pretending that it is normal, that this is not bad after all. In fact, if they want for stay, they can stay. We will go ahead and rule. But the government itself need for come out and begin for caution in people and telling them, yes, say, because you see, they talk about and they make their statements. When they go down well with the general public, not with the people the way you say you want to talk to at all. This is completely a different thing. And then kind of thing there, they get for stop. Because they show insincerity in your part. And if you want to have these conversations, the first thing where you get for establish now confidence. You get for establish confidence to the other, with the other. This is how talks of them kind of can begin. Rapprochement. You set the condition, you set the climate that it is acceptable and conducive. Then people then go begin feel free. Like I say, they call dog, you will tick now you, and that dog then they come to you. This is just a fact. So something need for happen. The state cannot find itself in this condition, and then the government, they pretend as if it is normal. No, it is not normal. Or, in fact, the government knows that it is not normal. Now the supporter them, the extreme supporter them, jihadists supporter them, jihadists in a metaphorical, figuratively used, proverbially used, supporter them. Now them, whole day then in the media, they make as if let President Bio just go ahead and do what they do. I mean, who don't want to join under the ship, let them just forget, let them stay. No, this is not normal for country. The country will feel the consequence of such a decision. The people will feel the consequence of such a decision. Okay? And then they don't begin to feel them already, and it's going to be felt. It's going to be tough. It's going to be hard. So reconciliation has to be made. Now then condemn the white people and the other day or the international community, but they are still in talks with them. And they talk with them behind the scenes, and then feed them, supporter them with a different narrative, and then supporter them where I call the attack dogs kind of media, and begin for attack other people them, or begin for put a statement out there. We're so incendiary, it get the propensity for divide people them. And this is what's happening. And nobody is accepting this other than the other. For some reason, this has to stop. Ladies and gentlemen, we've gone a little bit into this program. It was meant to be a short program. We want to take a quick break. When we come back, we will continue with part 2 and the final part of this program. In the meantime, we got almost 600 people watching, and we ask kindly help for share. If you turn this number 2, everybody share. Remember, that will multiply by 2. Don't come watch alone. Don't come listen alone. Also help for share the program. Now, like I say, we get almost 600 people they watch. I just try to see how many likes we get. The likes is very important. And they make we able to attract very important people onto the program because of the likes. You can't get 40, 50,000 viewers then, and then you get 500 likes, 200 likes, 1,000 likes. The number of viewers has to match. If you disagree with we, and I say Kujon, they say that earlier on, and I stand by them things then nobody know the control we are not on the payroll of anybody. This is a free, open station where they talk things we're pertinent to society, with country and people, not on behalf of individuals, not parties, but specifically with country. This is what we talk here. Now, I make me get mine congratulate the president. We are come under some steaming heat, and they say Kobashim or what Kobashim waiting. He is being pronounced. You may contest the results. I don't like the circumstances under which he was elected, but he was elected, duly pronounced by the man identified by the Constitution. We get the responsibility for pronouncing president. Now, if you get your grievance, go to court. Go to court and go lodge the complaint. And having said this, and not mean say I hold the view say the court is an open process. The court is full of twisting and turning, and we don't see them. It can become very political and a tool or an arm of the executive. These are facts. But it's not only fact under the SLPP government, but was also a fact under the APC government. Just that within this government, it is kind of extreme. That's just the point. But go to court, go exhaust the case day. Then you can take your case to the international community. Because they jump your court and go straight to them and go complain. the international community will tell you, say, go back now, you court, and go prove the point, say, the court is not straightforward. But staying away from the court and judging the court on the basis of speculation, or basically what you think say will happen, and not think say na the right way. But like I say again, 600 people, I mean, let me turn this, here to like 1,000 plus. So let me take a quick break. We'll come back. We will go into the second and final part of this program. We thank Una for watching. This is the TNN and Prince Kroma and Sekou John presenting this program to Una. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, once more, welcome to the program. This is now the TNN TV Media Empire, which is the hub of the conversation, where they talk about issues that are not, if we mention individuals now because they are germane or part of the conversation. Nothing, short, like we say, what in we intent now for development for the country and subsequently the benefit of the people there. So they criticize now when necessary, we go support when necessary. Now policies them we get some beneficial outcome for we people them. Now we actually they support. So regardless of the individual, if they therefore produce something we will be of benefit to the nation, we definitely go support such a move. We they look for people them who are diametrically opposed to we, so that we go have a conversation. Let's face it, let's keep the conversation respectful. Let we step the level up like a 10-dimensional chess player, because we think in process or we thought process will be of some kind. We go deep beyond the lowly way how we fend with self. As them beat Gumbeso or the knock butter, boop, you don't pull close for dance. Or they not begin the music hits, you don't begin to dance the music. You know, if you know kind of music when they come on. We need for stop all that kind of thing. Be serious about our country. If we don't like the idea, let's not be fake or false about it. Let us be able, for align with self in country first position, country, not party first, not strongman first, but country first. Most times now the opposite way now they deal with this. So before we continue with this second part of the program, two quick things where they can look into the commentary them way some people and don't make. Sometimes it can be very, very interesting. And then Sekou will weigh in on them comments the day and see whether they are ones for us to answer. And then not forget, we get waiting at the man in himself, Mohammed Kutubu Koroma will be on the platform on Tuesday. Me and Sekou John they grill him as usual, all in behalf of country and nothing else. So not forget for tuning on Tuesday, the 18th of July, with the grill Kutubu Koroma right na this program. Okay, so we look forward to una they spread the news. Una begin for spread the news now, because definitely it is going to happen. He hasn't been on the program or platform for quite a while, and he's more than happy for come. And the topic is interesting. I can give you a gist of the topic, which was the 2024 June 24 elections free and fair? It's a question mark. Free and fair. And then going forward, how do we move forward from here? So not forget, that will be Kutubu Koroma on the program on Tuesday, the 18th of July. So let me see what Team Fambul and only see in the comment box. Let me see what and only see. This platform is interactive. We like for make people them heard. And even though they see them physically, but somehow they do see them because of their names and their comments they make. And let we try for keep these comments, like more friendly. Sekou John, I'm sure you've been scrolling through the comments. Are there any particular ones that catch your attention? So we can just zoom in on them, because we get quite a lot.
I get one. Yeah, somebody is talking now, Augustine Fode. They say, do you think we have to beg APC after they have failed to mend their internal cracks? Frankly speaking, they were not adequately prepared for the elections. Okay, so Isewotin Adebayo is their permanent representative in the UN. So, well, yeah, in just two line, I think Augustine Fode, he just two line to
Yeah.
waiting, like the excuse again where some people they use say the APC not been prepared. But what would they talk? Of course, we will not say then get some issues. The APC get some issues among themselves. We see because we see where they even say, okay, this outcome we happen. So we see some of them people them so well in they're not being too interested in, it's like they're not being too interested, and then we see the undermine and all that thing. Of course we know that but that not take away the genuine concerns where international partners they raise when about the lack of transparency na the regional level, and they will all they talk about that concern dey get nothing for do with APC lack of preparedness, because Sierra Leoneans then came out, they voted massively, they voted. So we really want for no waiting at an actual verdict. Will not be one for Yeri, then kind problem there will be Yeri, but even though where some man is well let them produce evidence or then thing in day. So we agree, say yes, they're not being adequately prepared, but that not take away the concerns. The concerns the way them be raised, they were genuine concerns. So yeah, so somebody back me they say waiting. Stephen Yale say
Yes. And
mhm.
yeah, before we go to this comment, which is very Sekou John, before we go to this comment, which is very interesting, of course, I want to follow we touch on that, but just for add to what you say, because this particular issue we just talk about, just during the beginning of this program, where you in the free flow, you did touch on them, which is true. So let me say the people mentioned they help for yeah, degrade the party to some level, we make some people them feel somehow unattracted to the party. What they get for do with the outcome of the election results. Waiting that one they get for do with the outcome of the election results, because now in the APC they contest say the atmosphere was not free and fair. The results itself are not free and fair. There are allegations of being fraudulent. So it's not about whether Adebayo talk, whether Jibril Bangura talk. Of course, their actions could have alienated other people from gravitating towards the party, but Dan did not get anything for do with the elections results. The election results has to be free and fair. I think that's the bone of contention. So let we left then cheap. Now the same thing we talk about then cheap talk. These are all cheap talks. Yes, the party not be adequately prepared. Yes, it not be adequately prepared. There is a propensity for let you fail, because those who fail to prepare are preparing to fail. But waiting again, then they get for do with the results. Put out the results so that everybody is satisfied. The manner in which the results were released and the kind of results which were released is what is being contested. There are serious questions up to the point where observers, where the party in power now, they make like saying they not recognize. They're having conversations with them. They want their monies, but then they make like say they not get time for them. They feature them publicly because they get their supporters for feed this poison with the poison the nation and we becoming nothing for do with them. Say good John, let me go to this guy in comments. This is now human from America, by the way.
Okay, sure. Okay, you say 63 major appointment for what? For a country of 7.5 million. The government is too large. We need less than
And you're not done yet
less
too.
than uh, let's live within our budget. The bigger the government, the more. Of course, I agree with you. We see, in fact, now, interestingly, we don't make sense with the go na the other issues. Now you dey find out say them in the government being agree say thing dem difficult, money like they not get money problem dey na the country, but we don't see even 2018 where they come, they invent other like Ministry of Environment, where you talk, they say they're all important, then create other areas there. But again, we don't see now the Ministry of Information and Communications. They don't divide them. Then don't divide them again. Then get Ministry of Information and Civic Education something, and then we get Ministry of Communications and technology and innovations. So they don't divide Dandy. You remember first 2018, I think that Ministry of Gender and Children's Affairs, then divide Dandy, then create other side. So like I agree with you, sure, I agree with you what you say. Of course, then what you say is if job for the boys or something, it depends on again how you look at them, because then they say, well, they want deliver. You understand? But this 994 now, I mean, they argue them back 2018. Then come, then say, okay, Salome been there in austerity. Okay, you take a country where they in austerity, they mean they try for manage the resources we been there. Then now you come, you expand back, you begin spend more, and you know say una not get money. So how you expect say una they do better? So now again, we don't see again now, then don't come still. And now imagine, and this time back, the hardship day is so, things are so difficult for the lives of Sierra Leoneans than 2018. Very, very difficult. But then they tell you say now because of COVID-19, now for now the Ukraine Russia war, but at the same time, when they enlarge, when they add more ministry. So meaning when they spend more, like that new ministry when I don't create, when I get for furnish and everything, when they spend more. So but then when they tell we say no, sometimes you wonder who that they really they advise the president again sometimes. Because people are
Exactly,
suffering.
Sekou John, but we
One
need
bag,
for
one bag
yeah, we
rest
need
now how much? One
there
bag
are many
rest they go
more.
800.
Exactly. I mean that this sentiment will come. This sentiment will come over and over as we go through the comments. Them, but we get many comments for go through. And sure, many thanks. And you've made the point already. When the president and in fact, well, this is serious. I mean, this is also we need for begin for make judgment. Although we should have made judgment a long time ago, but you don't need for be a triple scientist. You know, I mean, this is not just basic thought knowledge for CC the direction where we go. It's a bad direction. The president will know this from 2018 where he can have power. It be hold the past government responsible for the same action there. Now, it make way it can have power in first executive action was for take the scissors and begin for do cutting, cut government expenditure because government been spending excess and government been there under austerity. The reason why they introduced austerity because austerity became a buzzword under a mother bill in government. All man they use austerity measure now. Austerity, all APC left with, but austerity was a kind of principled decision. Say, they spend too much, let we just cut down so we go operate within we means. Now, so it means. So you can even apply austerity in your oath, especially during difficult times like these, whether in Europe, America, or Salon or Africa. If things are difficult, you be they buy 2 butter every week. You continue for buy one. If not 2 spoon butter, you be they eat per day. You cut them down to 1. These are all austerity measures. And when the president come, executive action number 1, if I can remind you now, this was exactly it. But then inside in first term, Sekou John just said it, he began and other departments them just for accommodate political appointees at the expense of the nation. And now we see back so and this man they highlight 63 ministries in the government or country where already they suffer where they say money no day, there is hard time and what have you. Now when I see the oxymoron right here, when I see how false the trail is, and I can see waiting the camp not to so. And this can be, and this is a cabinet where Dr. Kande Yumkella they serve in. Can you imagine this? And nobody is raising their voice for criticize this. The wage bill already don't balloon more than it don't already quadruple from waiting them be inherit. And remember the bigger context that the country been broke, so therefore the need for court. President pass executive order. If they go back against your executive order. And like the man put 7.58 million people and 63 ministry for waiting. Why? Just for create political appointments. We'll move on
Yeah,
to
so
other
I think
comments.
we'll get somebody way they call
Seku,
Eva
you
Kuroma.
get good eye.
Yeah. Eva Kuroma, they ask, say, was rice 1 leon and people not coming about voting? People not coming about its price during EBK's time. But una left we but make we just pray, make things get better. Well, Eva, rice not to be 1 leon, but again, this night not the problem we will get. Nobody knows say na rice not been 1 leon. But this night now na major problem. Some of una no key one for yeri we some kind critical voting safe. Some of us we stand out, we been the condemn APC voting them in they do the bad thing there. And still where SLPP come, we condemn them, we continue for condemn them if they do bad. We are on records. The records are there. EBK in time, of course, it not been perfect. Things not been perfect. But you go agree with me, say, based on fact and evidence where they on the ground na Sierra Leone, Sierra Leoneans are suffering more. And the rest where EBK, the time where EBK left rest, the price and now not to the same. We know they expect say for be the same, but the percentage of increase from 2018 to 2023 not to like is so exorbitant. You don't expensive more. You will agree with me. And people not always say, oh, now people the way they on the ground. And any honest person, the honest people, they know they say the one they were dishonest, so we put them party them first above the country. But the one they were honest, where then go salon, then really see the suffering on the masses. Would I even say we go blame? Now the leaders them, now they will get for blame because now then they in authority. Now they able effect change now the country. Now they able come out with policies. So now based on that, so we not care whether how of course we know see we get people that we go agree, we got people that we disagree. But again, when you stand up for something, people they need for stand up for something. Something will be wrong under APC if it happen under SLPP, it was still wrong. Something will be wrong under SLPP where APC come, if they do am back, it wrong. So let us be not just right for right's sake say we are patriotic. No, but in reality, we will put party above the interest of the country.
Okay. So let I just help the sister a little bit there. And like you begin, this does not they help for solve the problem. When you come, you just try for be cheeky. Rest been the one leon. You've been there recently, I believe you traveled there, and you see the poverty firsthand. So yes, rest not to be 1 million, or how you call it 1 leon. Let we say now be 500,000 for rest. Let we speak in economic terms. Waiting up in the GDP, waiting up in the pay rate, waiting up in the opportunity, waiting up in the inflation, how affordable it was. How many people they complain as opposed to now? That's a lesson for you, Eva. Go and factor this and process and proper before you come now, then and now, and can't give some cheeky comments. Try let we raise we game with sister. And like we say again, it's not a good thing when the rest go up. Sometimes the government get responsibility. Look, then go take 63 ministry them. But when people and they buy 600,000, you get 63 ministry. But diabo, feel for country, not for party, not for tribe, not for region. Country first. Not to una mantra down in NGC, or it don't change. Go on. Thank you so much. Thank you for your comments anyway. Anything else, Seku?
Yeah.
Any other
Okay.
comments?
So somebody
say the way President Bio is reshuffling.
Yeah. No, somebody they say, because I think say what I talk about say I believe say about this Schengen. I say the Minister of Education, they really don't try. Somebody they say, I'm sorry, you are ill-informed about the present educational system in the country. It is even more nastier now than it was before. Stop talking like you are looking for a job. So you see, so now this different opinions. So some man what say you don't try, what say the Schengen don't try. And interesting, another person back text me say well, it's like me they support SLPP. So, but this nine the problem with Sierra Leone.
Absolutely. If you There's something
Yeah,
good. This is the
today, like,
problem.
we
But
no
let's
go
talk
fight it.
substance, not to emotion.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, we no
Seku,
go.
I hear when you be talk about that. You
Yeah,
name
yeah.
some differences and make some comparative analysis, both in the then and the now. You not just say I'm out of emotion, but maybe this brother knows something else where we don't know. So maybe you
Yeah,
can add beef to the bone. Who is this? Yusuf. Yeah.
Yeah, so like now in like again now make I
Anyway,
tell us
let's move on.
now what you mean no and based on what in the see the sometimes something secret day the way you in no one no, but what I try for say is now based on what in they happen and what you would see now would they make analysis. So well, but this nine good again about democracy. So at times then they say APC, SLPP, this like again, but this 990, no matter what, we will not go dismiss everything. There are certain areas them we really them me believe say that I get I make a subjectively I say me believe say the David Shenge he try. Then they you like you put something on me that will tell you say I believe say he try. But again, like in terms of the economy, they say fail. So the one the way they say rest them in the voting say rest, of course. Like now, yeah, the difference, some people they know, or then they pretend as if they don't know. Let's say, for example, things then there now, inflation happen now, but we dey see the government and they make efforts for help the citizens for ameliorate the suffering. So now that they go on a salon, ask yourself, what did the government don't do
No,
for help the
they
Sierra
just raised my
Leoneans?
salary because of inflation. And the
You
government just
understand?
raised the salary for, I think, 45 million public workers then for
Yeah, so
ameliorate the suffering of people, for pushing the blow.
yeah, yeah.
But
So
then you they
people then
create
get for
ministry them.
people
For
then
spend
get
more
for
money.
understand that. People then get for understand that. So again, somebody really loves say big talk. You can't do nothing but talk big talk. Why can't you do something about the elections? I don't know who that it mean. Naya say why can't you do? He say, Mr. Barry, let us learn how to govern first before we move to democracy. Yeah. So yeah. So
Okay, so now
I
now
think that's
now
one of
Willie
the-
Willie Love, big talk. You can't do nothing but talk big talk. Why can't you do something about the elections? So let me just address Willie Love quickly. I don't know say Willie Love Day, but wherever in the world is day, if I understand the power of media, if I understand the power of the press. So yes, you see them as just talk, but talk with meaning and talk where they go far and talk where they conscientize people. So they talk, I don't know what you mean, do something. You want to take cutlass, let we go run behind people them. You want we go attack state house? No. The pen is mightier than the sword. I sure say you know that. So you see, this is not the thing. We need for raise with game. We need for know say there are different levels of addressing the issues of our time. Some people then take to media. Some people in a print media. Some people in a television media. Some people in a activist. Different ways, my dear brother Willie. Okay, then let's move on.
yeah. So thank you so
Okay, we get
much.
show the again.
Yeah, so we get Abubakar Sawanesi. Just compare Pakaba with EBK compared to compare the prices. Pakaba was fairly better. Yeah, but what you they say Naya Abubakar is you if you compare the difference, you know go compare the difference between the changes will happen from Pakaba in time to Aneskoroma in time. With this even 5 years, we Mother Bill take power. You understand? But I know say, of course, Salon again we get this the politicians and get it's like they
But some of them they do that comparison, they foolishly.
yeah. So, but what are they try for say? They look Sierra Leone and the politicians they look lucky in the sense because they always get waiting in the blame. Like you know, say Pakababak we been car like at the end of in time things were not good for Sierra Leoneans. So then when they say, well, all the time where people then blame the government and say, "Una no say we just come from war." And Eskoroma come by the end of in time, they talk about Ebola and the mudslide, then they don't affect the economy, blah, blah, blah. So Madabio come, talk about COVID, talk about Ukraine. So all the time, politicians can get something will look like illegitimate reasons for blame them for them failures on. And but then, Una the supporter then can caught up
Well,
in
I would
between.
disagree with the word legitimate reason. Sometimes the reason the way they give. No, no, Seku, I would disagree if I can butt in there quickly. I would disagree with the word or the phrase there, legitimate reasons. Sometimes these reasons are made up in not get any material effect or the way out in the scale them, not to under level. The Ukraine war still they go on, but he's just made 63 ministries. He's going to be paying them. All them people and the way they go occupy them position and they yet the war still they go on. Did they consider that before they named the ministry them? But when it comes to the time for addressing poverty, then it became the Ukraine-Russian conflict. Continue, please.
Yeah. No, yeah. Again, we not need for agree all the time. So now make we human beings. So, but I believe say, of course, like the COVID, it being affect, but I don't know how it affect we. But what you normal me they try for say here is they always get something for blame, and now you dey see the supporters them back. Uh, they caught up in between, and the supporters, most of them, especially the one the way they salon, and either directly or indirectly, who they as well, who they na the diaspora. We now the victims them, but you find out say now the victims them, now then they defend them politicians there, yeah. Because you find okay, the Ukraine, Russia, and COVID, the effect we been getting at the economy, it not change the salary of ministers, it not change the per diem of ministers, it not change even the president in Boku travel. He may still the travel, he go wherever he want to go. It not change the delegates the way been the go to
Not
the
to reward
UN or
that.
this time. It not been changed the per diem way
The
the
same
president.
COVID money then will not disappear.
Yeah. So no, what are they trying for say? Them people are now the supporter they now when are the victims of the system. Now then they come back, then defend. They no say then they defend, then they mortgage their own future, then they destroy their own picking their future. So sometimes it is sad. So I see Victor, I don't know whether we go waiting safe. I see Victor in the try. Okay, he says sad. Uda Umar Abbas says sad reality. Those will be the okay. Those will be there against the system. They support the system right now, and those will be they support the system.
Exactly. It's all right.
Yeah. So this line are the thing. APC, I dey just take example. Police brutality under the APC, their own term. When you condemn police brutality, now the APC then they defend the police them, then they use all kind means for justify. That end they now SLPP there now them been they attack, condemn police brutality while the APC them in the defend. So when SLPP come 2018, the thing change. The law it's like the loyalty in the country they change as to who that they in power, whose political party they in power. So when SLPP come, automatically things change because the police brutality they benefit them and then supporters. So you find out saying that then they defend. While the sufferer then when at the APC they were yesterday now them in the defend. Today now then they attack police, then they highlight the police ineffectiveness and efficiency, and then now then they highlight the brutality, the human rights abuse. Now the APC then they highlight, while now the SFPP then they defend. If I were you talk, then begin saying that because you know APC now make it a talk. Where problem happen, then do something where it wrong. As you talk and normal, then begin tell you say how because you know APC now make it a talk. APC back with them in power now the same thing. Then say when you talk, now the same mentality then people here get, now the same attitude. And sadly, then get some people then way now blind supporters. They don't care. In fact, then the supporters they not get the courage for look at them leaders, them political leaders. Some of them now they are political godfathers. They not get the courage, they not get the temerity, they not get the boldness for look at the leaders and say, listen, you are wrong. This policy is not right. What you do so wrong? We know they support you on this. They no say. In fact, it's like they no say they get the power. The power is the way they get. Then go able to control them politicians there. Yeah. But no, the way they're ready, they say this is my leader. So for them, their leaders, they hold them to account. They even ask them critical questions. They disagree with your leader. So that's why some of us will get for find out very difficult for join political party, because I go disagree. What if you say not right, I go tell you say, "Pa, this thing I not fit say right oh." I go tell you. But some people and they now just now in leader, no, whether the leader take good right decision or not, you know, care. Now me leader. You understand? So this now the problem. This now who they face. And some of who they see. Who they see even one mommy then can disagree on policy when somebody they even contest against him brother. Then get different policies. They know they fed, they know they chuk themselves about that. But then disagree on policy where somebody wrong, they tell you say this is not right. You know, but this not the problem. We really need for change. We need it. But when and interesting thing, a lot of people then don't gains. Some people that we've been they talk about Sierra Leone issues, conscious vibes, talk. Most of the, you know, see, even this year, I don't know, I don't interview, I don't know actually what happen or what not happen. But you see, MRC way bland sing, where elections come close, where elections near, it is sing, they conscientize the Sierra Leoneans, talk about issues, but you find out say the politicians again been they make take advantage. Where then our opposition, where MRC sing, then they dance, then they what said, then they use that day. Where government change, that same government wey been dey dance and wetin sef, they know they allow am for they know they allow am that free way for perform na the country, continue with im songs. As dem kind of power wey illegal one or two, bam, then they know they allow am for go launch na stadium or any side. So you dey see how the selfishness and they show the selfishness wey dem get. So now make some of the guided like Emerson dem now, I believe say part of the reasons make them sit down say, oh, you know what, them people are not serious. And now we the voters, them, we know they vote on issues, we know they will hardly vote on issues, and then we hardly like una the supporter them. Una know they even hold una leaders to account. Una know they tell them, una know go vex. In fact, as una see the president dance, you don't know. In na for lay dance no more. Una don't forget all una suffering. All the hardship. Then now, as soon as vote no more back, the suffering don't come back. So now, how long will I go deep on that? You know, it really sad sometimes. I wonder what the budget of the first lady is. Well, we don't know than the so we don't know than the. Yeah, somebody Lee Johnson Hamler. He said the lack of education and lack of love for the country. People are more loyal to their party and tribe than the. Yeah, I go agree with you. I go agree with you. Anyway, I think say I just want for reminding again Tuesday we get we guest Naya who we get for can talk about similar issues about the elections. You know, I think Kutubu Koroma. So we get for host Sam Naya, and they say Fire Bondi say, how long will you continue in this narrative which is not getting you anywhere? The time you spent on these issues, please take a break and start educating the poor people to love our nation and move forward. Yeah, but I think say for love the nation, it come to like it is part of holding. When you see your leader then they do wrong, you tell them. You say, our leaders, this is not right. You because now the love for the country they come. Where you able to distinguish say this is right, this is not right, and then you get the courage as well for tell you leaders then say no, if now this way una they do, no go support una. Let's say for example the SLPP then the past 2018 to 2023. Una all know the one they always they salon. One thing whether na APC, SLPP, about 90% of Sierra Leoneans they agree say the way they suffer right now, na salon in terms of getting things for eat and the condition of living. They say some man is most of them say even during the war they no face that kind of challenge. Then they all agree on that. But now you dey find out, but despite that, you dey see the SLPP, then they defend SLPP. So if you be saying na true, una been really dey suffer. Why una no face una leaders, then tell them the truth, say, listen, if this not change, we no dey vote for una. But una no get mind. So I believe say like fire, what you dey talk so. The law if I talk to people about loving the country, I think say it starts from there. When you leader talk something way or do something way not correct, when I tell and say he's wrong or he or she is wrong, tell the party say they're wrong. You see, so now that me they say, I think say that day the honesty and sincerity and love for country start. When they're wrong, you tell them say, no, this is not right. We'll not go support this. Yeah, so I don't know whether PK get more for that.
So somebody just make a laugh and the comments within at the screen now.
I won't
Voter
disturb
apathy. Now this person they talk about. Maybe next time people then go decide say, but it's useless. Yeah, for go vote. Waiting at the use. So I find that comment they really hilarious, as serious as it is. And I'm Jonathan. I don't mean for make light of the comment, but I find that really hilarious, and I want to believe that as well. But again, with people in need for raise the game, because probably when they go begin shape T-shirt and money back, and all of this now because now poverty, and these are the things that we talk about.
PK, let's just add what in Jonathan talk. You
mute.
Now point 9 he make. He make a valid point. Let tell you something in the way can lead to voter apathy. What can lead to that? Now when people if say them vote like no matter. You understand? Because me, I don't talk to somebody where he say, he tell me say he not been vote 2018 and he say he not get for vote and he not been vote this 2023. He say because you not see any difference between the APC and SLPP. He say so the vote. I think I'll be right short something on that poster on my Facebook. So people and they like they don't fed up because one thing that na the one the way conscious the people the way get well we believe say then they vote for people and based on results. So I believe say what thing Jonathan talk, if we continue for disappoint and come up with things them way for support leaders then and the leaders then continue for just violate and flout things them, like okay, for example now I don't know whose evidence the APC get in their possession, but let's say like lot of people are not happy. I get right for say lot because even if we say about 80% of APC they not happy, then that's a lot. So let's say Dandy they're all not happy. So some of them they voted with the expectation say okay, we will effect change. But where they can now nothing of that. So then we say, but whether we vote or not vote now, because what most people they talk now, then say, but una no waste una time, whether una vote una no vote na 10 years. So you see where then go, you see despite because the international community, the EU, the European Union, Carter Center and others, they say transparency no dey. You see all outweigh the ruling party, ECS, then go all out there, announce and say Mother Bill win. They're not even listen, they're not entertain, encourage self, waiting other person to talk about transparency. So then they justify waiting other people and they say, whether on a vote or no vote na 10 years. You understand? So you don't fix that in the minds of people. So
What
sometimes, yeah, you want to say something?
Now we want to ask what you make of this comment. Yeah.
Which one?
I think that Dr. Kande Gali they talk to the comments within on the screen.
Okay, so even if he would have won his seat, he could have still be
I think that Dr. Kande and I be the address.
Top ministry and trigger a by-election, which is not going to happen in the PR system, but only to give next man near him. Yeah, but of course, yeah, you don't already answer you question because by election no for day because one thing they all get second list, and they gain. Let's say how many seats? If now been 4 seats been did, then win. If now 1 or 2 them okay, I think now 4 safe. Now 4, I think now 4 they can be safe. 4 seat bar or so. I think if I don't forget. So anyway, either 4 or so. I don't forget the exact. But if then get the list anyway. So if that first person come out, maybe the other
I think
person
I'll be
will
sick.
for come inside. Yeah. So that's it. Yeah. That's how you're right. Like PR system, they not get them avoid this by elections. He say what in he say I have enjoyed this program
This
for
one is
years,
for me, Sekou John.
good guy, but he hates this pauper government. They say you hate the pauper government. Okay, Gali, yeah, Gali say na 4, yeah, na 4 seat
Now, yeah,
affirmative.
I want address Stephen. 4 seats, okay. So, Stephen, just a quick one. Thank you very much for the kind sentiment for watching the show over the many years and enjoying the show. The only thing I think say you disagree with is to you, I hate pauper. Hate is such a strong language, my brother, and I don't think say that kind of wording of a dictionary for pauper. Honestly, it's about country. Listen to me all over again. It's about country where at the moan or at the rant. It's about country. Nothing really personal. Because there have been times when I've praised President Bio. Are they on record, even though I've changed my mind now for calling President Bio father of democracy? Because when I do my deep research, I think say I share that sentiment the more with the late General Momo when I've been president during the 1980s, the late 1980s, up to the time when the war came. Now, he entertain and encourage multi-party democracy. Well, I've been given the title to President Bio at the time because I feel, say, as a young military officer, I mean, they in a position for refuse after I don't overthrow a friend, Strasser, for handover power if he be one for continue. But somehow they manage for convince them and for usher in multi-party, they give up that power day. So, Stephen, I really do not hate Pauper, not the president, not the party, not the angle of SLPP called Pauper. But thank you very much for your comments. We learn from them comments there. I hope that helps. He never delivered during the NPRC time. It's not now he can deliver. I believe say that now for Dr. Kande. Stephen Yale, KKY is our man in 2029. This is a new day, guys. Stephen Iki, always enjoy yourself on this program, yeah. Willie love Saloma, not like true, brother. So remember the Willie love where we say, Lord, we do something, we just dip and talk, big talk. Now somebody they address, so Jack Gags. Willie love Saloma, not like true. So I believe say they try for say we the talk true talk, and Willie love not like the talk because not true talk. I suppose I might get that wrong. KKY is not our next president to be. After His Excellency Bio, let
No, he
just
said
prove
sorry. He said
himself.
it's our next.
KKY is untouchable.
No, he said KKY is our next president to be.
It's our next year. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I know. I let them tell you just not say you know even want
Yeah.
to read the message correctly. Yeah, so I think say
Because they are watching and waiting, you have to pounce on me. It's still no one reads say the man our next president. Okay, Fabulem, NGCans, the other strain of NGC, Dr. Kane supported them. I misread the thing just now. My co-host correct me right there. And yes, he is our next president. What did he say, Sekou? The point is too many ministries and commissions exist, and how many people in Sierra Leone do these so-called institutions benefit? Or who do they represent? How many of the people them? So now make you can see certain ministry or department them then get overlapping duty or they in conflict, with other ministry and departments, to be honest. And wait, then get for scrap one or split them in the middle, all for create political appointments. We know they go down well, and then you complain say the country broke.
Yeah, so
That
in
cannot
for
be
that
right.
in
What
for
is
that
Steve saying?
suggestion,
Any other one we catch your attention?
yeah, I see one way it's a Aminavik interior decoration. He said TNN TV media empire don't hate any political party, but they are saying the fact people should listen very well. Thank you so much for that. Of course, we know majority of the comments them now praise the platform and then but we they encourage critical people.
My sister, what's in the name again?
Eh? So
What's in the person name again?
it's a Aminavik.
The person will make that kind comments towards we.
Yeah, now Aminavik interior decoration. So yeah. So
Yeah, I mean, many thanks for that. And I think say what you say is largely true. Largely true.
yeah.
Largely true. There is no
So
need to plead with the opposition. Sekou John, what do you say?
but yeah, we'll talk about this. But again, I think I've been don't make a program now on this. So I believe say the one the way they talk so, they're not there na the president in show. If you they a simple example no more. Let's say if you na married man, you get you and your wife you picking or you picking and wife and your wife. If now one woman you get, they know they pull every day na fed. I swear to God, you the partner host, you know go be happy. You know they get peace. So it just start like you as a president, you know you get a divided country, you dey lead a divided nation. Now only the supporter they will know the word of unity and peace. Now then they tell you say let the president ignore the opposition because na problem. Yes, no problem. So me now that na me view. I think I've been don't talk on that. Some of una where they talk so if now una been be president, because one one thing, not to one entity, not to one political party get salon, not to APC no more get salon, not to SLPP no more get salon. So nobody, none of them political party are not by the country and Sierra Leoneans. So therefore, una for behave like say salon belongs to Sierra Leoneans, to all of us. To all of us, nobody no write letter for let them born and salon for let be a Sierra Leonean. So therefore, then concern very important. If they agree, of course, would they encourage them
I
for
like
use
that.
the right channel. Would they encourage them for use the right channel? But again, if not for dialogue, we don't need for talk. RAF, una been sit down, una talk with them. So in fact, said that for don't show una say that brutality.
Some interesting comment.
Yeah, that brutality, they know the work. You know the work. So when I just get for sit down and talk. Yeah, somebody, Alcam, they was saying kudos to you guys for the objective political analysis of Sierra Leonean politics. Keep it up. Thank you so much, my brother. Yeah. So anyway, so I believe say I don't know whether PK get any other thing for art. So do you think we have to beg APC after they have
No, I don't
failed?
think say anything for hard. I just they see some interesting comments. Yeah, very, very funny. Yeah, serious but funny. No, I not really get anything for ad, and just they go through the commentary box and I not see anything more interesting, but maybe there might be a few more, and then we wrap up the program. I think we've done well today. Family, and not forget tomorrow we get Kutubu
No,
Kutubu Koman at the
Tuesday.
program.
Oh, okay, yeah, I don't today na
Tuesday
Monday.
rather. Yeah, it don't pass 12. Yeah,
Yeah, this
yeah.
person they ask if they
So let me
open
see
the phone lines.
which one.
Somebody this Kai.
Well, if the person want call, you want if we get one or two caller them, we can entertain them before we close the program. I don't mind.
Okay, well, give them the number now.
So
But
yes,
the number.
you want for call. If you get comments for make, you want call, you can call the number there on the screen. Yeah, the number is on the screen. Please feel free to call. We will go entertain one or two, three, call them. But of course, the
Yeah,
program don't come to an end. We just go through the comments.
Ramatu Yambasu, thank you so much. He say he always the watch we and then yeah, we really they do them here for most of una again. We at least get confidence in the platform. And then we always promise say we dey do best. Because one thing alone now all country. Yeah, Kai, then you can call because we dey entertain maybe two or so calls, just for make the program interactive and Leona feel, of course, now the
Um,
platform better.
so we get we first caller. We get with
Mm.
first caller, and I believe say we get with first caller. I believe in a familiar voice. So let we
Oh,
take this first caller. Yes, Kaitia for with the lines are open if you want for call. Yeah, let we take this first caller. Caller, we're familiar with you now, so but still go ahead and call your name and who's you they call from, and then you can go ahead.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Yep.
Barry and Mr. Prince.
Yep.
And I thank you guys for the opportunity for us to call in. And I just want to emphasize I'm going to talk about this 63 minutes straight. It is insane, my brother. As I tell you now, I went to Salon last year after 29 years. I went to one of the ministry buildings where we host, I think, about 4 or 5 different departments in there. When I walk into this building, just the motokandeng alone, what is done at the parking lot, walk past the building. So my point is, all these ministries, if we have a real leadership, we don't need 17 ministries. Some of these ministries overlap with each other. You know, if you have this much ministry and commissions, so many different BS commissions, where get no accountability to the people. You know, this to me, all this not just a form of corruptness, not just to enlarge the corrupt pool. You know, we not get enough money. We not get enough money for fund our government. But we got over 63 ministers and Department of Ministers. It's very sad. If you can bring that down under 10, which you can consolidate and bring under 10, if you can bring that under 10, my brother, it will save this country up to $10 million a month within those bringing 7 ministry down. With $10 million a month, my brother, we can start to build our hospitals, our roads, our reservoirs, our schools, you know, but there's no bold leadership. There's no bold leadership way, not to just the ministry you go look at.
Kaitiafo, we see say you they call. We see say you they call. Let this man finish with him call, and we'll take your call, or you can hang up. We go call you back. Yeah. Continue, please.
Yeah. Would you see a government where you need to challenge the people, you need to challenge you need to challenge the diaspora outside. There is no challenge, you know. Now for just big no more. There's no inspiration. There is nothing. And I will hope to say una continue what we wanna do. Una no worry. Criticism is fine. Let people and criticize una for being on this side or that side. Then they are fine. You know, it allows this debate to go on. As I say again, when I just stay truthful, balanced, and factual, as long as when I stay there, it will help land. Our people need to hear the truth, and I appreciate that. Part of this also, we need to hold our people to account. The problem, Nasalo, not just government. It's not just government. It's every aspect of our institutions now, from the mosque, the imam, the pastors, all don't fall in. It depends on which president stay. Every sign of the country, every institution, now which president they serve. Not so much the people or the country. Hey, my brother. So to the young ministers that will come in, we hope that they will use their zeal and their energy to move our country forward. But we hope that the account to the people, not so much the president. I will pray for a day we will get leaders in our land where it will pass through a party or a government. Hopefully, we'll get there soon where we will put this ethnicity to the museums. Ethnicity belongs in a museum. It's old, it's corrupt, it's danger to our country. Hopefully, we'll put this aside. I pray for our country, and I thank you very much.
No worries at all. Be straightforward, be balanced, be objective, and say the truth. Thank you so much. We'll go talk. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, sir. While we wait for the next call, I want to acknowledge Mr. Mohamed Bangura. It's a very educative program. I appreciate your relentless effort in bringing factual analysis to us. My regards to you all watching from the US, United States, and then Mr. Saiku Sununu. Okay, this nami junior Bobo de Germany. He said, I'm also a great fan of this program.
We get the second call. We will go through them because that's a special one for you. You junior Bobo de Germany. We go and this person will put this comment on the screen now. Hassan J. Kaba. If you're able to call the program, so you're able to provide you with more detail about this. Obviously, this is a serious story where we're interested in. So if you still watch the program and you agree, if you're able to call the program, the phone number then at the screen, please call and provide you with more information. Or if you're not able to come on, it's not a problem. You can write to us personally. The email account is also there. let we know much more about this. And if you get pictorial evidence, please forward on to we as well. Hello, caller.
Yes, hello.
How you do, pa? Your name and who say you call from, please?
This is Kaitia for the call from Maryland.
Okay, Kaitia, for the platform is all yours, sir.
Thank you for accepting my call. Maybe not to privately.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember the name. You know, say you get a very peculiar and fine name, so I did remember that name.
Yeah, well, thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
I just get a few questions so I'm gonna answer for me quick.
Sure, if we can.
How would I define the international community? Because from based on what you want to say, all it's like Britain, America, and the EU, then are international community. And you understanding, collection of countries, the whole world, any country outside the borders of Sierra Leone, member of the international community. It's not just limited to America, this Britain and the EU. Liberia, because they're not a Sierra Leone, not a part of Sierra Leone, they're part of the international community. So anytime I try to establish that, just because EU, America and Britain don't congratulate, me say the international community don't congratulate Madabio. I think that's a little bit misleading. And secondly, when I privy to the agreement signed between NGC and the SLPP party, I don't feel so. I don't think so. Or when I don't talk to anybody, we have a party agreement there. Because I want to be a little patient. We don't know that people know at that point, if either deputy ministers or head of commissions or even ministers, NGC people. When I remember say almost over 90% of the members of the NGC party, and people don't even break away from SLPP. So I want to be a little patient, especially Mr. Saiku. We are not jumping to conclusions, say the agreement, the way they sign, we are not sure. We are not wait until they're done. Then can I now guy will for talk like camera. I feel we will contact them directly. But don't assume say it all their names are within on call. So for them different position, they not to NGC them, they love be patient a little bit. Because me, now when I watch, now when I follow religiously, I bet the brother one person, people are very credible. But sometimes they don't give via so far, they want to end up for dilute all the good things they already say. Be patient with this, because we don't get proof. Because NGC and SLPP, they don't ever make the agreement public. So we don't know even what the content of the agreement and what them they agree say they will get.
German caller, if you watch the program, just hold the line where this current caller done. We go take your call. We go call you back, yeah?
Yeah, but la just I want let you hold on. I want ask
what you say just not tearful?
I say if you watch Yumkella, we do one big he said that the power designed that position for himself. That's what he wanted. That is what he told me.
Well, again, not then say, even though I tell you that.
Well, that's his body man. That is true. It's not directly from Nanigas, all the patient. You understand it?
So I've been want to help you. I've been want to help you small.
America and EU.
Okay.
Even the EU itself, Turkey don't congratulate. It's part of the EU. Is that also Turkey?
Well, Tiafo, let me deal with this because I sure say you will still go on. But let me deal with this first part. First of all, it may sound like say you are asked questions, but it end up like look like in a lecture. Now you can lecture. Sorry.
Are you guys privy to the agreement?
It sounds.
Have you guys spoken to anybody who was privy to the agreement?
Yeah.
So we can't address that. Let me just speak quickly. We go address that. So I begin with, it sounded more like a lecture other than, your question. Yes, you did ask one question when I privy to her, but you also addressed the question where you asked. Well, having said that, I think Sekou John will have a go. Sekou.
Yeah, let hold on to the line. One, he say okay about.
Yeah, he's still on the line anyway.
Yeah, about the international community.
You hear him, eh?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah. Okay. Hang on. Hold on, Sekou. Hold on. No, stay there. Let's see whether we can improve the volume. Yes, good John Triber.
Okay, you dey hearing me now?
Say cool.
Yeah, at the talk. You dey hearing me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, so you talk about
Yes,
the
they hear you.
Yes, I hear you.
yeah, you dey talk about the international community. So I no need for again we dey talk about specifically about those who came to monitor the elections and those who raise concern, like in terms of transparency. And you find out say the one day we been come for observe na the Carter Center, the EU, okay, of course the UK and then other country, then they all make a joint statement, and then we get the African Union, we get the ECOWAS. Now there why we know, but so out of there were like then most of them like the EU, the Carter Center, and the UK, Northern Ireland, they all they raise issues about transparency. So I don't see anything wrong if somebody say the international community, because they were not then come na the one day we can observe. We know they talk about congratulate. We not ever talk na this platform now say no, they were no agree. We not can now analyze whose country don't congratulate or not. We not talk about dandy. What do we talk about now? The issues them way they raise. The one day we can observe, we talk about the transparency. Then one I hope say dandy clear. Then you say again in terms of the NGC, yes, of course, we get the agreement where they sign na that public, where they sign na that at the camp, where they sign the agreement where they sign. Where then sign na Bintumani, after we then sign the document where then SSF circulate na in we they talk about. So we done the day where then talk about say one thing they agree say now only like President Bio they go in the support President Bio, then say then they put their resources together and then campaign and then put the manifestos together, then and the last point when at 12, then get about 12 points them we then talk about. So the last one when at the number 12, then say where the alliance win, then say then get for make appointment, then they appoint some people then from the NGC, example the position of where then get for appoint, then say ministers, deputy ministers, ambassadors, and then continue for name. So now based on that, again, if you listen me keenly, we not rush, we not there in haste, and what they talk, we carefully choose we words. We say, okay, we ask these questions based on the ministers and the deputy ministers them where then appoint so far. And we know say then don't go far with the appointment. And if you say anybody, any ministry day where they're not appointed, I think save the Minister of Defense or something, where the defense minister they make an advisor, national security advisor. So now based on this, we say okay, so far when I don't start this go on, I don't go so we want for no so far now how many percent or how many minister the NGC don't get so far. We not now I make and clear say ambassador then they not appoint on other side. Now the one the way they not appoint so far. I hope say that they clear. Not if say na rush. Except if you feel say President Biogo say okay, no, I be appoint this and not be put so at the pull at the withdraw the one the way appoint he substitute there with NGC. I don't know whether he would do them or not, or whether you get that information. But so far, now based on the list what we get, we ask. We don't see about more than 20 or now. Add the two lists, you go get about 60 or so, both ministers or deputies. So now based on that day, we ask now, okay, now how many ministers then they are were in a NGC apart from the Kande Yumkella?
Okay, Sekou.
Yeah, I
we
don't
don't
know.
get all the time, and we get 2-3 other callers the way they other callers the way they wait, and you mama for respond. I don't know because you succinctly make the case as opposed to say Tiafo be the but if you interject. Tiafo?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, the man don't make a point. I mean, you get any objection to that?
Right.
And Mr. SF want add to that, but if you want for interject, but just before I'll pick up my own point for address you quickly. Maybe you still want to continue with the interjection or demand to address that. Hello? Hello? Okay, we lost Tiafo briefly. Tiafo, we need to get you, so maybe you need to hang up and call again. But in the meantime, one of your criticism now about the international community, I don't know when people then begin to take up issues with the international community, because from time immemorial up to this point, yes, it is arguable as per the way I would define it, but we need to understand this. So today, a certain number of people, where we refer to as the international community, they are critical of President Bio in government. And now President Bio is not happy about that. So people are coming back for define who are the international community. Is it only Britain and the US? Nobody knows say so Britain and US no more. And I think Sekou John just make the point again and name several countries. And not to everybody will be the international community as per the definition. There's a context when it comes to international community. So if you talk about the rule of law, people the way they preserve them, and you can't take a despotic regime and make them a part of the international community for can hold sway over other people. You know go be a murderer, and then they expect you for can investigate or look a murderer them. So they're not going to consider you as part of the international community not in the general sense, but in a specific sense of the word. So this is suicide the international community they come out, we embody few nations that are highly placed in the society, well respected, dignified, and get an open system where other people and they admire, and not only admire, but they emulate their example. So such countries, then few, of course, is contestable. Now then Germany, basically Western Europe and the United States of America. This is what it is. We can go and begin include other rogue nations but then it lost the real meaning of what the international community really is and what it stands for. Like, for example, if you talk about, you get the non-aligned movement, they are also part of the international community, and they are even bigger, but they are of less stature in many respects because they involve nations, them way they go call rogue nations, or whether they practice democracy, or we not get secular states and business them. So you see, this is the difference. And nobody now know they say it's just America and United Kingdom. No. The international community far more broader than that. But in our own case, the one they win are the moral guarantors, now the one they will refer to as the international community, because they are dealing with us day by day on we issues them. On the issue of Kanda Yumkella, no need for go into that again because Sekou don't address that perfectly well. You ask whether we get access to the agreement. Well, we're not going to talk about the agreement. I think what we'll talk about now in the man just talk about this now. The basis of USA will come out with we own thesis. USA will form we analysis from. Now waiting available, waiting and don't talk, waiting with the document. We don't see something where resemble the agreement, but it still need to be authenticated, but not when we talk from. So Kaitiafo, I hope that addresses all of the issues then we've been talking about. I'll take more quickly from Germany. And then I think this will be the last call for tonight, hopefully. Let's take this call from Germany, and hopefully this will be the last call. We get another caller from Freetown. Let's take the Freetown call in the first place. Let's take the Freetown call. Hello, Freetown.
Yeah, Freetown.
Yeah, waiting your name, and of course you call from Freetown, and
Me now Daniel Sisi, I call for Juba.
Okay, Daniel, you can go.
First of all,
yeah, thank you. You can go ahead, sir.
First of all, I want to express my thanks and appreciation for the job one you do. I want to say it is extremely fabulous, and let God bless you as you continue for this job.
Thank you.
And for me, waiting on it at this point in time, now for make we Sierra Leoneans and more for see, we the rest again for the soul of the nation, and because the rest for the soul of the nation, the final nation eyes will be open by people in the corner, and now they able for endure other people and back for coming on the stage for make sure say they advocate, because this situation will fail itself. And matter really I feel say don't go beyond Sierra Leone. Because no matter how Samura Kamara or President Bio then try to put themselves now together. The way we look at them, they want set a very bright example in Sierra Leone against election irregularities and electoral malpractice. So no matter which the local dynamics can never stop the international dynamics. Because if they allow this to go, then other nations and the African region will commit the same problem, and Africa continents not going to be peace. And we know we don't mind peace, we now want the mean to development. So we Sierra Leoneans here, we therefore join this fight. We fight for democracy and for the destiny of a nation. And why make us say the destiny of a nation? Because anything we then put together now, we're not going to be a vassal of this election, but the real one. We will not set a faulty foundation for our country. And that faulty foundation, they will be very difficult to build upon, because you cannot build the blocks of deception, you cannot build the blocks of compromise, and you cannot build the blocks them of dishonesty. And then blocks, and they're not able to stand on the faulty foundation. They will fall. The building will fall. We want a solid foundation for our country. Whereby we will be the blocks, it will be the blocks of honesty. It will be the blocks of credibility. It will be the blocks of righteousness for a nation. When we don't pick in a world don't pass back, then we'll read the history books and then find out say which generation will not stand for waiting wrong, but stand for waiting rights. So we call upon every Sierra Leonean, and even this forum we did, this platform, not continue for advocates, because this is wrong. This is not correct. And they see some American writers like Jeffrey Smith there. When these are prolific writers in the United States, the things where they write about this nation, and they do books there, how to rig an election Sierra Leone style. Can you imagine how Sierra Leone would do that kind of platform for the negative things there? Sierra Leone will not be the bastion of democracy, because we don't find out what's the other regions in the African continent, like Mali, place like Nigeria, you get places like Guinea. Guinea, they all don't fall. So then we look at Sierra Leone and Ghana now as a shining example of democracy. So all of this when they happen now, a reversal of the gains that we don't make from President Yumkella to Kuma. Then gains that we don't make. When you see somebody now like Anes Kuma, and then at the global scene, they make headlines every day. Every day they make headlines. And this one for leaders there. From one leader to the next, they make global headlines, and this table for selling country image. So these elections, the international community don't say wrong. Understanding somebody is without the international community, if not UK and America. Now, we'll talk about the international community in relation to Sierra Leone. Now, there were 6 development partners there. We make up the UK, we make up America, we make up Germany, France, and which one are the other countries? There are 6.
Islands.
And then they support you directly. And the international community gets a stake in Sierra Leone. Because remember, we go struggle, we get to 1 year. We see 17,000 peacekeeping force, the biggest ever in peacekeeping. We can they fight for democracy. That democracy do not allow for make it go down the drain. We say for fight for so that international community will know say we are resilient people there. We believe and trust in the things that we will stand for. We are democracy, we want for push and forward. We want a better Sierra Leone for equality, human rights, and the rule of law. So thank you very much. This is your contribution.
And thank you very much, Mr. Conte, for taking the time at this particular hour of the night. Mr. Daniel Cisse, also sorry, Daniel Cisse, for taking this particular time of this hour of the night, all the way from Juba, Freetown. We salute you, and I want to resonate some of the comments them way you make. Say, I believe in them. That obviously action needs to be taken for serve as a deterrent. And because the investment of these people is so massive now, the free to we get that they can't help we.
Exactly.
And so therefore something needs to be done, whether it's low measured or high measured, like some kind of sanction. I believe something of that will need to be done. And I will let him at that. Seku, any comments to the caller in views?
No, yeah, me waiting on me believe in.
Okay.
Believe they just need for correct certain things, the transparency issues where they raise. But I just believe say the need for sit down and talk. All the parties, stakeholders, they need for sit down and talk anyway. So I see again okay, I think let's take the last caller first. The one from Germany or something. Somebody will try for call from Germany, no?
Yeah. Mr. Sisi, many thanks, and good morning. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, let's see whether we can take this German call. Let's take this German call. Hi, Germany.
Yeah, good morning. It's almost morning hours here now.
Absolutely. And whose partner Germany would they call you from? So
I call from the North Rhine-Westphalia state.
Westphalia, North Rhine.
Yes.
And the name,
North
please?
Rhine-Westphalia. Sorry?
And your name, please. Your name.
Yeah, my name now Alcam.
Alcam. Yeah, the floor is all yours, brother.
Yes. I just want to make it short. I just want to address the current issues that we have in our country. We always believe in God, and we are all optimistic, see things that will turn around, but we get a lot of sacrifices that we make for that country, because this whole thing is not about PCOS from my own point of view. It's about our democracy, and the last caller talk because the problems that we face in our country since after the war is we democratic institutions in the country are very weak. The executive, the legislative, the judiciary, all, you name it all. They're not able to maintain the professionalism. For example, the police and the army. So when the institutions are very weak, they're not able for make people able to express their freedom of speech or for say, because I don't see any criticism really criticizing government be something we for take and personal, you understand? Because now through that to the land, because with democracy is still not reached to that point we did like the Western world where they live, we don't reach the but we pray to God, let God church we ask them, all of us who in the diaspora who the one day we in Africa and Syria, Lord, the land through waiting they go on because it's not easy right now. So just the appeal to all Sierra Leoneans all over the world, Lord, try and contribute positively back home, politically, financially, because one thing with the bug the mind, since we democracy we don't get proper investments in the country. Because now the president will not matter before invest more time to reduce expenditure and for concentrate all in time for increase his investments as a loan. I go able for invest because now they bring the jobs then. Look at the situation in the country, the drug abuse. I don't ever see on any media outlet. Then they talk about the youth, so.
Hey, you don't go off. Okay, Fumble, let me just go off. Yeah, we dey make valid points talking about democracy and then, and waiting things we for do for push our country forward and in terms of development. So, but hopefully, they will come online again. But I just want read one Alaji Usman Jallo.
Seku John, hang on, he's on the line. Yeah,
Okay.
crack on Germany.
Okay. Yes, so these are the things, these should be the priorities of the present government. We all can disagree and agree, say, win the election, waiting, whatever, and one of his surrogates, we based in the USA, we can call him the story, talk is part of the EU. That don't only shows that the man not really informed politically, because EU, Turkey are big for Canada, EU right now. So if we're getting in facts right. So let's go back. Because right now the president concentrates all the effort and energy for bring investments in that country so that we all will move together and try to make the country attractive. Because investments on the Canada country. Now we focus personally for me. Because if you're able to jumpstart the economy in Sierra Leone, investment kinds we wouldn't at diaspora, they encourage everybody because we get different expertise and for long make that country they be a very industrious country and we go create jobs because this is what we want right now. Not to all this and I'm not saying every political party gets its surrogate. I'm not an APC or SLPP member, but then two political parties here, they don't bring anything in our country. Now this is a country where people and they go open a small shop or open a small rural town, then they knock butter and beat. And these are the same people who are coming to countries like Germany for medical and all that. Then they go back again, the whole cell and go build back the road the way they need and so rubbish roads. We don't get to be thankful to them. This is
Okay, I think say would you get issue with that the line, and then
part of the warrior they see how democracy work. Then I will give comment to the ministries then we don't put them up because 63 somebody say now your platform that's a lot. So if you go big that the IMF, you go big that the international communities there for money, then they tell you say, how you want manage all the wire, all the people here, how you want pay them, just like that on a talk condition. Even self where you did and get everything and call with people like over then get a lot of debts in there. We go to a professional for advice you how for control your home finances. If they tell you say first, reduce your expenditure so that you go get a budget with the work on. Then we call with them in called austerity in the country. Now, right? We explain that to the people. But the problem we they see among a lot of Sierra Leoneans, especially the ones in the diaspora, they're not able for advance, their thoughts them in politics, they don't understand for analyze issues there. We are still being at that age of regionalism and tribalism, see points of view because I come up from an SLPP home or I come up from an APC home I for defend even the rubbish way the ruling governments they do or whatever. That's not supposed to be that. If you might be able to do something good that the country we have for praise up certain things there. But if you do rubbish back, we have for criticize them. That every Sierra Leonean, if there's Salon, if they're on the other side, if that's that man they able for handle that, posting team up now free to he hold a microphone and criticize the present government, say, but I will not try by this thing, but this one will not do it. There's no need for arrest nobody. Nobody no for fear for going to Sierra Leone. They issues and they are when the people are scared all and because the government for listening to the citizens,
Yeah.
My own argument is democracy should continue to prosper in Sierra Leone because some of we small way the war will take place in Sierra Leone, we want for they're not happy again our country. They pray for peace, but at the same time we have to reduce the hypocrisy.
Okay.
And these so-called surrogates, the way they all over like the diaspora, as they open up a show, they all can begin to talk. They see black, they see red. Tell me what they don't see, they don't accept it. Sugar coating and all that. This is total hypocrisy. And these are the same guys who are living in diaspora. They say the country better.
Speaker, what you normally would do here is at least they will respect other views as well.
Yeah, thank you very much for the call. So yeah, you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you very much for the call, brother. And all your points are well noted, and people enjoy hearing you. And subsequently, thousands and thousands of other people and definitely get for hearing you. Greetings to the North Rhine, I believe, Westphalia. And I hope so you will spread the word for TNN on that side of Germany. Thank you so much and good morning.
I'll do that.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Bye bye.
You guys.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Bye.
Yeah. So Seku, I think at the final call down there, so we'll just wrap up the show now. I see Gali down they ask, so where is Lima? You get any idea outside Lima there?
No, well, we see they don't appoint the deputy minister and the minister. So maybe he go likely the nine hosts. Now that no more me get for say. Yeah. So
I love the answer. Gali will ask the question. I don't go like that too because if you expect it, you will say Lima. No? Oh dear. Okay, let's see. So I think so far that's it. Any last word? I think we've covered all of this now.
Yeah,
and very brilliant
so,
program. I don't know. You started it on a high note. Maybe you want to end up on a high note.
Yeah, so we thank everybody, and then we see I've been the try for it one. Is it one Abdullah something? Is it Alaji Jalo? We see the SLPP Madabi win the elections or something. Yeah, we respect all man in views, and then Alaji Usman Jalo, he say there was no rigging elections in Sierra Leone. Una only the talk through way APC day now opposition. If we start for talk through, we never will go before. Yeah, so now your opinion, like what you will do this platform here, we dey respect all man in opinion. So we no go say somebody you na hypocrite because you talk what you will know one for yeri. So we dey respect you now. So we want for respect all man, and we dey expect say we will learn for respect each other. So now that no more like again, we not forget for twinning tomorrow because today na Monday already. We get forget Kutubu, we get forget and tomorrow, inshallah. So I think na so me go say goodbye to una all, but una all thank you. Eva Kuroma of NGC, una thank you. We appreciate the comments. Them, of course. We are all Sierra Leoneans.
Very active tonight.
Yeah, what you want na for Salongo before. That's I believe say now we all want. So anyway, I don't know whether you get anything for say.
I mean, just on the same note, I want to say thank you very much to all the one that we tune in tonight. And please try for like and follow the Facebook page. Please try for subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is all free. And also use the emoticons, the like. We really appreciate that. I mean, like I say, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 people that watch, and you get 100 likes. Please, we just ask, please do that because that will help you for bring bigger fish them onto the platform for interview. We know the means rewards with that. So on that note today, I want to say thank you very much to Sierra Leoneans them. Of course, tomorrow we'll be on live again with the one and only political reality. The great Kutubu Koroma will be on the platform tomorrow. And somebody just put this, una no say that man a strong SLPP power, una pin and dong. Well, that's very interesting because apart from Kutubu, every interview we are well prepared. We do due diligence, we do background research, we try to understand the person, who they are, where they are coming from, keep an open mind, try for be truthful, try for scrutinize the person. And this is what we do here with all due respect and nothing else but respect for we get them, regardless of your age, your sex, your religion, and etc. So on that note today, I think I must end this program for now. Yeah, on that note, I must end this program for now. And like I say again, we go catch up tomorrow. Today, not far again. It's just hours to go. And it will be very interesting. Don't forget for tell a friend about the TNN, and especially tonight, we will host Kutubu Koroma. In behalf of the TNN TV Media Empire, me, now on a host, along with the other host, Seku John Barry, they say tata for now. Please, see Leonians keep an open mind, try for search for the truth. It is somewhere out there, and not the far away. We need to make effort for look. And this is my final word. Bye-bye for now.